Yo, what's going on? Nixon talks. He's already way ahead, right? He definitely watches my content. This is Sir Yeetus. This is episode 126 of Yeetus's Thoughts. See, when I notice a lot of newer red pillar men that discover the reality of the female nature or the dating dynamics in general, they are confused on why. I'm like, why are women blaming us, man? Why are women blaming the entire male population? We didn't do anything. Me and Gray, we're gonna break it down Barney style when it comes to how model women, they literally base their entire experience with men with just only Chad and Tyrone. I know a lot of you guys already know this, but this is mainly for the newer Red Pill guys, the newer members of the Warband, whatever it is. This is something that needs to be said, so you gentlemen don't have to be easily offended per se, right? Because she doesn't mean all men. She only means certain men that she deals with, which is Pookie, Ray, Chad, and Tyrone. This is something that you guys need to understand, right? Because if you don't meet her criteria, and there's only a small amount of men that are able to meet majority of Western women's criteria, you need to understand that she ain't talking about you. Because if you don't meet it, based on the title of the story, you're literally part of the invisible majority. Unless you do something drastic, do something crazy, do something insane to change your reputation and appearance and all that stuff to make her change her mind. At the end of the day, if you don't meet her standards, you're invisible to her. That's what a lot of men need to understand. So what she said, men ain't this, men ain't that, men cheat, men are dogs, men blah, 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 blah. It's because she's basing her own experience on the many Chad Tyrone she dealt with, right? And she probably knows that you don't even do all that crazy shit that Chad Tyrone does, but she does it to have an scapegoat. She does it to make sure that she isn't at fault on chasing and pursuing and open up her legs for these type of men that don't give a fuck about her in the first place. You need to think on that, gentlemen. But before we begin, you already know what time it is. If you guys want to donate to your boy Sir Yeetus, support the Warband and all that crazy shit, there's two links on top of the chat. Super thanks, super chat, whatever it is. Any type of donations is appreciated. But if you can't donate, it's all good. I don't care. As long as you have to listen to what I have to say. Because what I have to say is a lot more important than monetary gains. Well, besides the fact that I do need more art, that's pretty much the main reason why I'm getting donations. More art, the better. But besides that, my the message is more important than any type of currency. But let me go ahead and add in Gray right quick so we can get this bad boy started. Gray, what's
Yeah,
going on?
yeah. Good evening, Warband.
I know everybody's looking forward to you. What's Gray?
This,
What's Gray? What does he have a channel? Like, bro, I'm trying here. I'm trying to convince him to make a video.
uh, dude, I fucking bunch of IRL bullshit is what it is. Like when you fight for 2.5 hours with a government website, like it tends to eat up the time that you'd use to like make videos and scripts and recordings and shit.
That is true. I'm not gonna hold that against you. I'm just saying, like, anytime you're going, where's Gray? Where's Gray? Like, you stuck with me now. Fuck off. But when it comes to the topic today, what is your opinion on women basing their standards, basing their experiences on men, on just Chad and Tyrone, and they project it to the rest of the male population?
Well, as we've discussed on previous ones, like my existing theory is that women remember the men that made them feel the most. And since, well, humans in general are more receptive to negative emotions, they last longer and stick longer in the memory than positive emotions. Like, women are going to, like, that's just what's going to stick. Now, as for them complaining, that's where it gets kind of interesting because like every woman that talks about her abusive partner or abusive men, that's usually from a point of either she's personally experienced it or she will accept it.
So, when it comes to that aspect, why does she get so upset and defensive when people, mainly men, call her out when it comes to her uh, perception of all men ain't shit?
Oh, that's just straight up wanting to remain publicly a good person. Like she doesn't want to experience the shame of, well, you just have bad taste in men. Like we see this all the time in the red pill spheres when men try to hold women accountable and point out the odds of, hey, there's a 50% divorce rate for marriages and 80% of it's initiated by women. First thing out of their mouths is, well, men just have to pick better women. So
Yep, or get better income.
yeah, so they know straight up that these are their choices. They know that they are not helpless to choose the men they associate with, and they're choosing to stick with men who are pieces of dog shit. But that can't be public knowledge because then that is shame and that makes them appear less virtuous. And a woman who picks bad men intentionally is less likely to be chosen by a good man for a long term financial prospect.
So, what you're pretty much saying is alpha fucks beta bucks
Yeah.
type situation.
Yeah. Like I say, like remember the ideal man to a woman is Christian Grey. Publicly a paragon and pillar of the community, privately an absolute sadist who has no regard for her boundaries.
That is true. And that's why I tell men all the time. And that's the last live stream that we talked about, right? And that is the meme that I post this morning. She wants to have her little fun with all the bad boys, whether it's in college or in the clubs or wherever it is. And then she's going to try her best to look for a rich sucker like you to put a ring on her. And then after that, there's really nothing that you can do in a sense of stopping her from still visiting Chad and Tyrone, right? Because you know that old school boomer bullshit is cheaper to keep her.
Yeah,
Happy wife, happy life.
and that's a huge part of what I think a lot of the more naive, whether directly or willfully ignorant simps go when they say, "Oh, you just have to vet harder. You just have to be more thorough." Like you don't really know a woman until after you've put the ring on her finger. You don't know her until she has that power over you. Up until that point, she could just be playing a long con, and you never know exactly how thoroughly you've really vetted her.
And that's what a lot of men don't understand. Well, mainly simps. They don't understand that the same way that men fake it till they make it to get to a woman's pants is literally similar to a woman faking till she makes it when she has access to your wallet.
Precisely. It's like, again, like, I guess every single simp could probably agree that plenty of men are capable of faking their personality until they get their nut off.
That's what a lot of bad boys do, right? That's
But
how.
every simp would agree that a man is capable of doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Because I don't know why they would proclaim that they're a nice. See, proclaiming that you're a nice guy literally just gives the immediate red flag. Okay, because let's keep it real. There isn't really that many truly nice guys, and if you are, she is definitely not turned on by that.
Yeah, women don't get wet over a man's self-sacrifice.
Exactly. If you're willing to be cannon fodder, if you're willing to treat her as a Queen Cleopatra 2.0, it's like why wouldn't she take advantage of that? And I'm talking about from a female perspective. Just put
Like
it
that,
out there. Oh, what's up?
and like most guys could agree that they might appreciate a woman who's really loose for them, but they don't feel the same about a woman that is equally loose for every man.
I'm gonna read this right quick. Sir Yeetus, you're a nice guy. Well, the women that I deal with, the women that I deal with lately says otherwise. And on top of that, my friends and family will say otherwise if they touch my leftovers. I'm not a complete nice guy. I'm not no. All right, that shit would have worked if you were young and dumb and stupid. But as soon as you got red pill, you're not a nice guy. You can't afford to be a nice guy. What did I say about that, Gray?
It's true, and it's largely a real shame. Like, think about how much better humans would get along and how much further ahead we'd be, like both culturally and as a society, if kindness was repaid in kind. If good deeds did actually get repaid and were genuinely appreciated.
Because a lot of people don't understand. I was in a leadership position in the military. I had to deal with that racist fucking bimbo 5, 6 days ago. But I couldn't go off because I was on another person's platform. Believe me, if she was on the live stream, my live stream, she would got ripped a new one. And why I would have laughed about it too. I give no fuck.
Like,
Just because I speak formal, just because I don't yell or spaz out or roast and all that shit, it doesn't mean that I'm a nice guy. Not at all. Whatsoever. I give no fucks about how the bitch feels. I don't give a fucks how another dude feels. All right. That's the biggest things that you guys need to understand. If you need to put your foot down, 10 toes down, if somebody is trying to come at you, just very disrespectful, you don't be nice, whatsoever. Because right now, how am I gonna prove that I'm not a nice guy right now? Right? Nobody disrespecting me. Nobody is trying to put me in my place, or nobody's trying to question the masculinity or manlyhood or whatever it is. Okay, because real life is completely different than on the internet. You guys need to understand that. What do you have to say, Gray?
that's the thing. Like, so much of the foundation of our society is built around the assumption that people are only kind when they have to be. If kindness and generosity was enough to accomplish goals, there'd be little to no need for law enforcement.
That is true. Cause I'm cool as fuck unless provoked. Right? Cause why would I want to be all macho, angry all the time, have my high blood pressure pumping in and out every day just so that I can convince people that I'm not a nice guy? No, it's so fucking dumb, so stupid. All right. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna have a good time. Unless somebody, male or female, or whatever fucking gender they want to identify these days, Want to provoke me? Then they'll see another side. What did I say about that, Gray?
Well, I think part of it too is like this is where like a bunch of anime actually like really ends up sounding naive. I think Naruto is kind of one of the worst offenders for it with talk no jutsu. Like that's the ultimate secret to beating anyone, no matter how much trauma they've been through, no matter how serious convictions. You get Naruto in front of them to talk to them about how he understands how lonely they are. And all of a sudden, they're willing to completely atone and undo and stop everything that they're doing.
Huh. Well, eventually, I like to throw hands.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. It's like the throwing hands usually comes after talks break down. Naruto enters into talks after there's already like half a fucking census's worth of bodies.
Right, exactly. I definitely agree with what you're saying, because violence, at least between men, is a last resort, or should be a last resort.
Yeah. But when someone's committed to violence, as I'm sure tons of soy boys have found out, words don't work. There are just unreasonable people who you cannot talk to with words. And quite frankly, like they don't care whether or not you understand. If you're not going to give them what they want, they're going to acquire it. And you can't convince them to not want it.
Some people you gotta put down. I agree.
And that's the other element of naivete, because the ones that are like, well, don't give up on society. Don't give up. Like we just have to have all men band together and yeah. Go back to your fucking delusion. Yeah. Hey, he's definitely been one of the most coherent soy boys in recent memory. So that's the thing. He makes kind of the points very specifically. That's the key thing is like these people at the top, they don't give a shit about kindness or niceness. They only respond to violence. Like that's why like the biggest difference between the BLM protests and the Jan 6 insurrection. Like, that's the key thing right there. One side, like one group, absolutely violent, dozens of murders, and they got to have like a whole month, middle of beer bug lockdown, and basically no repercussions. In fact, they made a shit ton of money. Whereas the other side committed like no crimes, maybe a couple incidents of petty vandalism, and they're being illegally detained. That's the difference between.
That's why I say, and we say all the time, immediately, right now, 2022, get armed, learn how to defend yourself when it comes with your fist as well. Right? Because a lot of people out here, they truly don't understand. They really do not understand how violent humans can get. They're at least
nor how cowardly they are. Like Rittenhouse was very much a key example. Like yeah, he took down like three dudes. There were plenty more there. They absolutely could have bum rushed him, and eventually someone would have gotten him.
Yeah, I agree. But these two guys, one of them was a fucking predator, trying to go up on an underage kid.
Oh yeah, there were absolutely more in the crowd, but I wonder how many of those guys attacking thought that they weren't the only ones.
Well, once you pulled the trigger, they ran away, except for that one guy.
Precisely. Like that's the thing. Once you show that you are willing to be violent towards these people, all their fucking rhetoric and all their fucking conviction crumbles.
Yeah, which is funny why I don't really respect the left. I don't respect them at all. They really rely on the government so bad so they can run amok among society and not be criticized or punished for their actions or decisions.
Well,
I,
but this is also where, like, I personally have some beef with the right as well, because I'm not letting them off the hook. Or any of those independent, don't
how
step on
dare
me.
you? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Because they're all like, don't tread on me. Don't violate my rights. My
No
2A. I was like, no, y'all get all those things that you claim to stand for fucking stepped on every single day. It's like I draw this line in the sand. Don't step across this line. I'm stepping across your line. Well, don't step across this line. Stepping across your line. Well, don't step across this line. Stepping across your line. And it just keeps going. It's like, congratulations. You now surrendered all of your territory without a fight. And all you did was look like an idiot for blustering.
I'm pretty sure, at least back in 2020, they really try to, because I don't know, at least in my opinion, if the right truly tried to defend the businesses and stuff, it would have been anarchy for a little while when it comes to martial law and all that stuff. If the gun owning religious conservative people decide to fight back.
This is where I
have
trouble with
I got interrupted for a second. Did you hear about the alleged Proud Boys invading the drag whatever it is convention? Like, I have the I have the article, but supposedly, let's just say the right-wing people decided to take into their own hands to save the kids of being twerked on or having all those sexual dances be done by drag queens. They were like, you know what, fuck that. I gotta go in and save these kids. But the police arrested, of course, the right-wing people, right?
Yeah.
So ironic.
No, and this is exactly the thing with the right wing. The right wing, and the thing, the right wing currently is divided into two groups: the collectivists and the individualists. And my issue is with the collectivists because they still rely on others to enact the violence. They still think that there's, by working in a group or by appealing to the group, that they can control other people's behavior without having to get their own hands dirty.
Okay, hypothetically then, if it was truly the Proud Boys and all that stuff, right? Because once again, we don't know for sure. Do you blame them for going up in there and trying to stop the drag queen show with the kids being involved?
Blame them. I certainly think that the action was foolish.
Well, I'm talking about their intentions mainly. Yeah, their actions were foolish, but their intentions.
That's the thing. Like, I'm in agreement with their stated objective.
Because there's fucking whole kids up in that bitch.
Yeah.
Getting done by fucking trainees and like, well, I don't know who the fuck they identify as.
Yeah, okay, but that's the exact issue, is that those kids didn't go there of their own free will.
Which is why these right-wing people took it upon themselves to stop it, you know.
That's
So,
the thing.
no.
But like they're going in and it's like, what are you gonna do? Take the kids away from their parents?
No, but at the same time, it's like, I do see why they did it, even though I don't agree with the way they went about it. But
here's the thing though. Like, I'd more believe what Brandon Truba was saying, that this was specifically another like glowy operation
Oh, that's why I
in
say
order.
hypothetically,
Yeah,
right? Because they most
yeah,
likely were glowies.
yeah. So like hypothetically, yeah, okay. I am in basic agreement with the sentiment, but the action itself is beyond stupid. It's like, did they? Would they seriously think that they'd just be allowed to do that? Would they
Um.
seriously think that the precious justice-loving police force would support such an action?
Oh, fuck no. Hell no. No, no,
Like
no, no, no.
if they went in and they were surprised that they arrested, then I'd think they were freaking stupid.
Well, I'm sure they knew of the risk. If hypothetically they weren't, glowies. They knew the risk of being arrested.
It's not the risk of being arrested; it's the freaking certainty that you're going to be arrested.
Well, certainty, yeah, yeah. Like, in my opinion, I probably would have done the same thing, especially if I knew there was a bunch of kids being twerked on by grown ass fucking he-she's. Like,
That's the thing, but
at
like
least
you're not. But okay, but here's the thing: you're not going to do. But it's not going to work. You're not going to
no,
save
it's
them.
not gonna work. It's not. It's not. But I'm trying to sympathize with the hypothetical, group that
That's
did
the
it.
thing. I get the emotion, but what are they trying to do? At the end
Just
of the
shut it
day,
down.
okay, shut them down. How?
Just interrupt it. Just no. This is like you know how it is. Like your parents come home when you threw a party without their permission. And once again, it's not the same. It's like a similar analogy. And they come home and you see that you had a party. They're like, nah, fuck that. Shut this shit down. Like, what the fuck? Well, who are these people? Like,
Now
get the fuck out.
the difference is your parents have authority over you.
But
This is the equivalent of like someone from a completely different street block busting in on a house party and telling everyone to shut up.
okay, I see what he's saying, and what I think about it is, at least another gang, because it happens often. It happens in the hood. It happens in the hood often. Um, where they just go up in there, just like, you know what? Hey, this shit is over. Shut the shit down. Shut it. Like, I don't know why you're having a party in my block. Okay, but this shit's over. And then everybody just fucking leaves. I think allegedly that was their intention, knowing that they were most likely or they will get arrested.
That's the thing. Like, if they knew the risk that was going to happen, there are far more effective ways. Like
Well,
one example would be get records, get photos of every child and parents that went, and then you make that shit public and put it on the school board. So it's like, these are the parents that are grooming their children. Maybe you don't want your children to be associated with these people.
did you see my meme?
Which one specifically? The most recent one, or
Dancing tranny in front of children.
uh,
The drag queen, I guess. All pink.
I think
You'll see it when you see a pink background.
community
I'm
tab,
just
right?
saying, huh?
Community tab, right?
No, it's an actual video, like an actual meme.
Oh, that one.
The what series? My bad. All I'm saying is
That one.
I don't blame these group of people hypothetically if they went in to try to shut that shit down. I don't blame them whatsoever. I don't give a fuck. They're children. Children.
Yeah.
Kids. They don't even know how to fucking do their taxes yet, know how to fucking drive. Yet they have grown ass motherfucking shishis twerking it up right in front of them. I don't blame this group of people for doing that. I really don't.
No, I get the emotion behind it. I just think the action is stupid. And if you got a group doing
Emotion and morality. They're kids, bro. They're kids.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the. But CPS is not going to give a fuck.
No, which is fine. I'm just saying. It's
No,
not.
that's the thing. Like, you fucking interrupt it for 5 minutes, then you're in prison. Those kids are back with their shitty fucking parents, and then they're off to the next fucking gay bar event, and you're still in prison.
All I'm saying is, it's not just emotion. It's reality. It's morality as well. It's literally, this is not fucking right. You know, whether they're the parents' kids or wherever it is, blah blah blah. Kids are kids.
Yeah, I get it, but you can't save them.
Hey, they believe that they could, right? And once again, they could have, but of course, it would be probably getting executed, right?
Like, that's it. If you don't, like, here's what you need to do if you want to stop. Like, if you feel like this is fucking heinous shit, you don't go when that has happened. You wait until there's no one else there or the kids are out, and then you burn that fucking bar to the ground.
You talk about when shit hits the fan.
No, you fucking go full on BLM and you fucking riot all goddamn night and burn that place to the ground.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying, man.
Like you're gonna get, like, if you're gonna get, like, we need to save these kids, fucking rushing in there and stopping the event as it's happening isn't gonna stop it. The day to do it was before the kids got in there or after they leave. Like, if you knew this was gonna happen, if you had even just, like, seriously, what do you think would have been more effective at stopping this from happening? A group of people trying to rush in as it was happening, or one bugger with a Molotov cocktail an hour beforehand?
I shouldn't say it on YouTube. Just saying, just putting it out there. But in the end, I do see where you're coming from. Me, I see it in a way of, I do see why these group of alleged, you know, right people did what they did, and I do see what you're saying when it comes to they went about it the completely wrong way.
This thing, they went about it in the least effective way that caused the most damage to them. Absolutely nothing, except it put them and anyone who agrees with them into a negative public light. That's it. Didn't save a single child doing this.
Well, I do see, once again, I do see what you're saying, like, but you do see what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it's the kind of emotional, like, we have to protect these children and we're willing to get arrested for it, there's far more effective ways if you're willing to risk jail time than staging a pointless protest.
Well, when it comes to that, there's plenty of other situations people are willing to get arrested for, right? When it comes to a certain cause.
You'd have to be a little more specific there, because that's the thing. Because if you're talking about the left are fucking condoned, and they know that they're not going to get fucking charged for shit. The right, on the other hand, are fucking pussies.
The earliest I can think of is civil rights.
That was like, what, 60 years ago?
Again, that's the earliest I can think of.
I'm thinking, like, in the current political environment, not like fucking grandparents' generation.
If you believe something is morally wrong, but you know that you can't get all fucking is boogaloo time without getting thrown in jail for the rest of your life, you know, it's just, there's people that's willing to go the extra mile to make sure that something doesn't happen or a statement is made and risk being put in jail.
Yeah, but that's 60 years ago in a completely different dynamic. And do you really think that the people of today have the same moral convictions as the people of the civil rights movement?
No, but at the same time, it's pretty simple, right? Like grown man twerking in front of a child. Like what more convention like what more evidence do you need? Like it's just there's nothing more. Like it's just like what the fuck?
Yeah, well, the right would rather lock people up for disturbing the public peace than they would by letting adults twerk in front of children.
Hey, give me 1 second, Gray, because I seen that somebody sent a pretty generous donation. Thank you very much. Chaz it up. Let me view this right quick. I'll definitely pick it up right now. He says, I do feel like I'm invisible most of the time. It gets pretty hard to deal with sometimes, but then a Warband member goes live. You and the others inspire me to push myself. Thanks, Yeetus. And once again, man, like when it comes to my content or the Warband's content in general, it's not that difficult to follow. It's not whatsoever. Even though me and the Warband, we definitely have different perspectives on things. Because once again, we don't always have to agree on everything 100%. We don't. But we have a similar mindset to be able to work together. When it comes to working on yourself, when it comes to being pleased with yourself, being happy with yourself, that takes top priority, right? Because if you're able to get yourself in the most optimal position, you'll be able to enjoy your life with or without a fucking woman. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
That is very much like what I found the Warband goes for. It carries a very pro-independent and self-reliant attitude. Like the biggest tenet in the Warband is you should not be deeply reliant on anyone, man or woman. It's good to have someone that you can trust, but you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet first.
Bingo. And our advice isn't hard whatsoever. And on top of that, I don't see any of the Warband members doing any type of fucking paywall to give you the most mediocre common sense advice. I think that's some slimy shit. Slimy. It is the worst. Yeah, pay me $5, $20, $50, $1,000 just to tell you that, hey, just be confident, bro. Fuck you. What do you have to say about that?
I'm trying to think like where specifically could a paywall even like, be remotely justified. And the only thing I can think of is getting very in-depth and specific. But even then, it feels like it should be kind of a pay-as-you-exit sort of deal.
Right. I agree. The only person that will truly benefit from the paywall will be Manic, the Manic Mechanic, because he's mainly a gaming channel, right? He probably has some exclusive gaming content, probably a live stream from like Twitch or whatever. Okay, I get that. But if you're in here to try to benefit men, to make sure that they are listening to your advice and be the best possible version of themselves. I'm sure you guys heard that all the time, right? Especially with Fed and fraud. But I'm serious. If you are getting advice to be the best possible version of themselves, why will you make a vulnerable young man or a vulnerable man in general pay you money just for like a 30-second clip or a 2-minute clip?
And that's really, honestly, that's where it goes completely fucking south, because chances are if a man's in a situation where he's really coming to another man for advice, he needs the fucking money.
Exactly. And once again, I don't. Okay, how do I say it? I don't really have that much hostility towards the men that openly admit that, hey, I'm here just to make that money. Okay, at least he's honest about that, right? He's being transparent with his audience. But the people that hides behind the, oh yeah, bro, I'm here for you, man. Yeah, I'll make sure that you get you get that geo maxing, travel maxing, muscle maxing, whatever maxing. That shit sounds so stupid. But you have to pay my $2,000 course. Like what? What?
Like honestly, a better way, like I think like a better way would be, here's a program that is going to cost you $2,000. You're not giving that $2,000 to me. This is just a way for you to invest that $2,000 into yourself.
See, that'll be a big thing, right? If they didn't kept the fucking money. I think it would be great to, hey, give me $2,000, and then I will say, hey, this is where you should put your $2,000 when it comes to your savings, your 401k, your stocks, or whatever it is. Show you where you should invest your money to make it grow. Not that just be confident, bro. Holy fuck. That is the most disgusting, chilling, fucking selfish shit I've ever heard. And I've been hearing it often with plenty of people within the manosphere. Like, it is insane.
Yeah, it's
It is insane.
like here would be a better, like, here would be like the surprise, like the good guy PUA. Like, hey bro, like give me $500 in the name of your nearest local gym, and I'll get you some girls. Like, okay, I bought you a year's membership. Here's your workout and meal plan for the rest of your life, plus gift cards to the food, like to the food places nearby that you'll need. Now go eat this, follow this meal plan, follow this workout program, get fucking ripped. Done.
Honestly, I would have done the same thing actually, in the sense of, let's say if I was a PUA, right? I would definitely use that $1,000, $2,000 to make sure that he's able to upgrade within the next 6 to 12 months. I will put his money where he should be putting his money. Not in some hoagies, not in some Dunkin' Donuts, not McDonald's, right? Hell, there's some express food places, like they make food for you, they deliver it to you. I put money towards that, so he's able to actually eat some healthy shit, right? The cooking aspect can come later, but I would definitely be using that type of cash, right? $2,000 cash to approve a person's life, not just put it in my pocket and then have him embarrass himself in the club because he's still a skinny or a fat fuck with no game, does never talk to a woman in his life. He's willing to embarrass himself because I told him, just be confident, bro. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Yeah, and I'm like getting the money, and then the only remotest justification would be the sunk cost fallacy, that a guy is more willing to commit to a program he paid $2,000 for than a program that he got for free.
Bingo. If you're going to pay for a program, you need to try to have something in return that's beneficial, right? It's something that doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't. If you're going to give me that much money, you need to get some type of return, some type of investment, right? Not some stupid ass, here's my book.
Like, I mean, like shit, fucking $2,000. Like, even if you were charging a fairly steep price, that should still get a full 2 weeks of undivided attention.
Bingo. And that's where these young men, they fuck up.
They pay a fucking shit ton to be part of a large group for a weekend. It's like, motherfucker, like you could get someone to work for you for 40 fucking hours easily. Like doing basically whatever the fuck you wanted for $2,000. You could have a fucking servant for 2 weeks.
I agree.
Like 80 fucking. You could get someone to work for you for 80 fucking hours for $2,000, and you blew it on a fucking shitty vacation.
Look at him. I bought Coach Greg Adams' book. It had no new information that I've gotten for free. Bingo. Thank you.
Oh god,
And
that you
grifting,
even
bro.
God, you even fucking bought the book. Like, look, I'll tell you straight up. Basically, any one of these fucking PUA books, I can probably get it to you for free.
Exactly. Like, first
Like,
off, why do
if you know where to look on the internet, this shit's free. So you only need to buy these books if you want to send money to the person. And quite honestly, like, fucking save yourself the problem and just donate it.
And gentlemen, you need to understand why the Warband is so successful, and we're going to continue to be successful. Right? We're not on bullshit. We're not. Anytime that we shill our PayPal or our super chat or whatever it is, that's on you. We're not forcing you to pay us money. I'm not stopping this live stream until I get a certain amount of donations or likes. We don't give a fuck about that for the most part, right? Because the money that you give us is towards more art or the comic book. At the end of the day, we don't need your money. We don't. Your money is not needed. We are not here begging, come on, man. Come on, just donate to me, man. I need to pay my bills, bro. Come on, man. I gotta get my child support payments and blah, blah. No. We're pretty much doing this for the most part as a side hobby. And I'm not trying to downplay what we're doing, but at the end of the day, whenever we have a topic to pull up, we're going to give it to you guys. And we're going to give it to you for free. And if you feel that our content is good enough, if you want to donate, we are definitely appreciative of it, right? Notice how much we've grown as Warband within the last year. That's all because of you guys saying, I believe in this channel that's gonna get somewhere. Let me give you guys some shekels. Okay? Like we ain't no, I'm gonna play the most annoying sound that I can ever think of until you give me money. You guys need to understand the Warband ain't this fun. Oh, you hate women. Oh, you're a cult. Oh, you incel. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, that's all the bullshit that the left and modern women they love to say just so that they don't have to confront themselves in the mirror, knowing that they fucked up with their bad behaviors and decisions. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
That's really what a huge amount of these problems, and again, going back to the main topic, like women blaming all men for a minority of stuff, it really is just a cover to save their emotions. And that's the thing, because like they want their emotions to be validated. They want it to be, well, I felt that it was good, therefore it is good. And if they accept that, hey, my emotions steered me wrong, like, well, that means that they can't trust their emotions. They can't just go with their emotions. They have to actually stop and think. And who knows how much of their personality, which honestly with a woman, it's usually all of it, is governed entirely by how they feel at that moment.
Gray, we're going to be doing a whole live stream on that topic because I have a lot to get off my chest when it comes to that. Like I'm serious, bro. I'm getting sick and tired of all these model women avoiding accountability for things they put themselves in. This is definitely a good topic.
That's the thing, but it's not just women. Like we're having the exact same problem.
Greg,
With,
before you continue, I'll be back.
I guess I'll just rant the chat a bit. But it's not just women that we're having this issue with. We're seeing this issue with a larger and larger group of the population, particularly the alphabet mafia. They act based on a feeling. They change up their identity based on a feeling. They take something that they feel in the moment and they transform that into an entire personality or just straight up identity that they then rush with, not based on anything that they've done, not based on accomplishments, based purely on how do they feel. And it would be one thing if they were held accountable. It'd be another thing if like they could actually screw up and be punished for it. But that's not how it works. Their emotions are validated, supported, protected. And so they're never allowed to be punished for what they do. That's the biggest problem. If you don't hold people accountable, if you don't allow them to experience failure, they're successful no matter what. I mean, like, would you keep giving money to someone who constantly makes poor business decisions and blows money down the toilet? Like, no, you wouldn't. At the very least, you'd say, hey, this is my money. I at least get oversight for contributing it to you. That's not how things are operating in modern society. Instead, we're in a society where people are making irresponsible decisions, and it's the ones making the responsible decisions that are being punished. And that is largely a top-down conscious choice. It's not an accident. It's not incompetence. It's the people at the people at the top wanting a population that they can control. They want everyone to be entirely susceptible to what they want them to think. And the best way to control how people think is by making them very emotional and then controlling the emotional stimulus that is in their lives. Like, so for example, television, the radio, your news feed. These people at the top determine what you see and what you hear. So they are, at the end of the day, going to get into the emotions of a large number of people. And they want people to be as susceptible to their messaging as possible. The fatal flaw in that, of course, is that these highly emotional people, they don't build a sound economy.
All right, what did I miss?
Basically just getting into an extended rant about how the government wants to create a highly emotional population, and I'm really getting into the Achilles heel as to why the government can't create their emotional slave mentality utopia. And that is because these people are not productive. They're not innovative, they're not major taxpayers. All they do is legitimize the government power, and they yell and scream and shout, but they don't actually contribute anything beneficial to the society as a whole. And that's why like movements like MGTOW or Lying Flat or Herbivore Men are so effective, because all the productive men have to do is say, okay, fine, if you're going to make a society for all these degenerates and freaks, then the degenerates and freaks can pay for it. And they can't, because these degenerates and freaks have no accomplishments aside from being degenerates and freaks.
They pretty much want to run amok like children in the playground. And then look at the men to fix the situation, right? I'll say the analogy: men are teachers, and model women, and I'll put in male feminists too. They're the little kids just running around doing whatever they want, and when anything goes wrong, they're looking for the teacher to fix the situation.
Well, it's the same with the alphabet mafia too. Like these issues with the kids, like that's the thing. There's like I'm sure that there are those in the alphabet mafia that don't necessarily agree with it and are like we're horrified, like we'd never take kids to ours. It's like, okay, well, you're the only ones that are capable of stopping this. Like if it was a bunch of freaking known alphabet community members that pulled what these Proud Boys pulled, then the cops would be, a little hesitant and confused about who to arrest.
I definitely agree.
And that's the thing. Like to the alphabet people, you're the ones who need to police this. You're the ones that need to stop this. Because if you don't, then you're going to be tossed on the same bonfire as the pedos when the protection of the police goes away. Because you condone this. I don't care how much you post on social media about how much you're against this. Unless you are actively there protesting this, you're going on the bonfire too.
Well, I got under fire when I said that I don't believe any woman talking about they're for men's rights unless they're in front of the divorce and family courts protesting to make the laws more fair.
Yeah, well,
Because whether they're active feminists or they're the women that are keeping quiet, the both groups still benefit from the system.
no, it's the
So
exact
that's why.
same
Oh,
with
sorry.
the alphabet mafia. And honestly, that would be the other thing. Like, why aren't a bunch of women going? Like, it's the Proud Boys, not the Proud Boys and Girls. Like, where the hell are like all the turfs and shit? Where the hell's like all the women going and trying to protect children? Like, where's that compassion for protecting the children here? Where's all the right wing trad cons going out and doing this? They're not.
I definitely agree, but I'm gonna ask this chat right now. Chat, put a 1 if you want to have a couple call-ins. And I'm only doing 2. Put a 1 in the chat if you want call-ins. And I'm only doing 2 people. I don't want to raid my live stream like it's a rave or something.
That's the thing. Like the only group that even apparently bothered to put themselves at any sort of legal risk are the ones who are least able to speak out in modern society.
Right. If you want to know who's truly in control or who's truly in power, look at the group of people that society is too afraid to criticize. That's why Ribby, he had an issue on one of his videos today when this girl literally proclaimed that, yeah, she's crazy and she likes to suck schlong. And then we had this simp coming out of nowhere saying, "Oh, you woman haters." Like, bro, she just said that she's willing to suck schlong.
No, honestly, it's the same. It's the same freaking thing with this libs of TikTok kind of stuff. Like you're getting like a channel receiving harassment and death threats for just reposting what crazy people are saying. Like, they're not digging shit out. This is public information, public knowledge. No commentary is added. It's just like literally just repeating back what these crazy people say in public. it's like, and that's enough to like have fucking top brass in Twitter fucking going after them and receiving active death threats.
Yeah, I know. Because leftists, in my opinion, they're just too afraid of the truth. They're too afraid to be exposed. Because how are they truly going to defend themselves on the vile shit that they did on social media and beyond?
That's the thing. Is like, it's not that they're afraid of being exposed. It's not even being exposed because they're already publicly posting this. It's not a secret.
How about their feelings being hurt? That's a better one.
But they're the ones that say this shit themselves. Like, basically, they're having their feelings hurt by a mirror.
Yep.
like they fucking do a whole bunch of crazy shit, and the instant you hold up a mirror to them, then it hurts.
Yeah. And once again, I'm gonna put it out there. I didn't agree with everything that Kevin Samuels did. I do not. But the fact that he was willing to hold a mirror to black women's faces and show them how fucked up their bad behaviors and decisions were, they were scorned by Kevin Samuels. And I'm sure you guys saw all the hate when Kevin Samuels passed away. They waited until he was gone to say all this crazy shit. Just put that out there. They got their feelings hurt. He told the truth. He said, "Hey, this is your fault. You did this to yourself." And they forever hated him so much for it. Oh man, the hate was real. The same day where the quote unquote rumors at the time, because it was rumors, it wasn't confirmed, of Kevin Samuels passing away. Oh, majority of black women in general, right? But black women, majority of the group was saying the most foul shit about Kevin Samuels. I'm like, okay, why didn't you call in and dispute with him then about your disagreements? Why do you have to wait until he kicks the bucket? See, that's what I'm saying, gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. They really do not want to be held accountable whatsoever. No responsibilities whatsoever. They call in just so that they're hopefully Kevin Samuels will validate their feelings and their decisions. And of course, that's not the case. Oh, my bad. One more thing. They're calling for attention as well. But at the end of the day, when Kevin Samuels breaking down Barney style why you do not deserve a high value man, why do you believe that you should get any type of ring on your finger when you divorce your last husband, cheat on your last husband, and have 3 different kids by 2 different baby daddies? They hated that man to their core, gentlemen. You don't understand. If you really want to understand, you need to look at the Twitter. You need to look at the YouTube post. When Kevin Samuels passed away, even I was shocked of the vile shit that was coming out of black women's mouths. I was shocked. But they were too pussy to say in his face.
Actually, no, that actually gets me thinking a bit of an explanation for it to kind of like tie the whole thread of all this together. That I don't think these people see themselves when they get emotional.
Right.
Like they feel an emotion and then they just go on it. And everything just flows out of them. Because it's not it just doesn't feel like if you say shit, like maybe you won't be particularly proud. I mean, for shit's sake, like just me talking here, I feel like maybe I pause way too much. I'll trip up over my own words every now and again. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to say. It actually hits a bit of a process before it comes out of my mouth.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if, for these people who hate having a mirror put to them, they are completely unaware of what they say. And they're shocked to see their own mouth or hear their own mouth or see their own face saying the most ludicrous of things. And like if you get, well, completely fucking blackout drunk, start ranting, and then you realize you were recorded the whole time and you're like, oh, so that's what I say when I'm fucking sloshed.
I remember when the Chronic had that Kevin Samuel stream. I was going off. I was like, "Oh my god! All right." I was too lost in the sauce and that live stream.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if people essentially are getting drunk on their emotion and they're not realizing what they say even as they say it. They don't think, they're not putting together a logical step-by-step plan for why they feel the way they feel. They're just going on the feeling and running in the moment. And this is something that I've encountered quite a bit too, is people tend to like using words rather than writing. Because with words, especially if you speak over the phone, there's no record of it. But a lot of times it feels like these kinds of people who type out a freaking stream of consciousness wall of text and then hit post. It's like, there is no way that you read that shit back to yourself and thought, yeah, that's clear and coherent and gets my point across.
You're just heated in the moment, like you said, drunk with emotion. They don't realize it until probably the next day.
Well, that's the thing. The next day, but they're not even going to remember it. It has to actually be recorded and presented back to them. And that's where
the social media, like, oh fuck.
I think if they watch, like, if there's actual blowback for it,
right?
Like, if you, like, I'm going to bet that if they get a whole bunch of like thumbs up and Yas Queen slays, they're not going to double check what the hell they said.
I agree. But right now we're going to pull in the callers. One of them wants to talk about divestment. So this is going to be a interesting conversation. It won't be long. There's only two people. But before I continue, if you want to support your boys here, Yeetus and the Warband, there's two links on top of the chat: PayPal, Cash App. You can also super chat, super thanks, whatever it is. I don't care. All donations are appreciated. All right. And all I want you to do is listen to what we have to say, because that matters at the end of the day. Let me start adding people. Dax, what's going on?
Yeetus, Gray, Puniti.
Puniti. I'm gonna add one more person. H.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Loud and clear, brother.
I heard you want to talk about divestment or diverse, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Whatever the hell they talk about. I just wanted to hear you without arguing with somebody talk about divestment. Like a more calm, rational way rather than fighting with somebody who's all negative about it.
In my opinion, when it comes to divestment, me and plenty of other black men, we don't give a fuck. We really don't give a shit per se if a black woman wants to date outside her race. When do you truly see a black man complaining about that? I never heard black men complain about that. And I've been surrounded by black men, right? But as soon as a black man's like, you know what? Let me get that yellow fever. Give me that passport. I'm going overseas. Immediately, they get dick policed by their family, friends, women in their neighborhood, etc., just so that he wants to go overseas. What do you have to say about that, H?
Well, I agree with you. I mean, the Asian community actually acts a little different, though. There are Chinese guys who hate the fact that Chinese can go with white guys,
Right.
so
Right.
they have their own divestment.
But once again, like black men, in my opinion, majority of black men in general don't give a fuck what woman he's with. As long as she's fit, feminine, not a bitch, loyal, and able to maintain the household in his absence. Well, I'll go with Dax first. Dax, what do you have to say about that so far?
I'm in complete agreement with you, Yeetus. I mean, like, so I'm white, and I don't give a shit about skin color or national background when it comes to a girl that I would date or marry. To me, it's like you just said, don't be a bitch, take care of the household and the kids, and, make my life as easy as possible while I'm out there, making the bread on my grind. And I will love you like a fat kid loves candy. It's that simple.
Bingo, because the biggest thing is, like, I don't give a fuck if you're black, Asian, native, white, Swedish, Spaniard, Mexican, Islander, Hawaiian. Like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, as long as you looking good, as long as you're looking fit, and as long as I'm able to lead in the relationship, right? Because if the woman leads, immediately she's gonna lose respect.
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
if I lead, if I'm able to make sure shit gets done in the sense of I bring home the bacon and I get the hard shit done around the house, while she makes sure everything else is done in the sense of making sure that the place is, tidy and just good, right? And whether she works or not, it depends, right? But if she doesn't work, that's what my expectations are. And in my opinion, as a man, that's not high of an expectation at all. In fact, that's literally in 2022 the lowest expectation you can give to a woman these days, and they still fuck it up.
It is the easiest thing in existence to please a man today. Yes, and they can't even do the bare minimum. Dude, this is why dating is so fucked today.
Exactly. Can I get a glass of water? I'm not your fucking slave. Like, bitch, just go through the faucet.
No, and that's kind of exactly the problem, though, is men have low standards, and that's the issue. Because men have low standards, like, women are fucking bored. And I get, like, where men coming from with that, because they think, I, as a man, will be more likely to hang around someone who is less demanding of me. As we've seen with women, it's the complete opposite.
Yes.
Hey, I gotta stop you guys right quick. Give me 1 second. Mr. Pliskett, thank you so much once again for your generous donations. In my opinion, the fact that not only I'm getting donations from these guys, plenty of the other Warband members are getting donations from the very same people, which is why I had to question, like, are you guys millionaires? Or like, what's up? Because like, you guys don't give a fuck. You guys just donated multiple times in multiple live streams. I'm like, are y'all rich? Is this a mafia or what's up, cartel? Like, what? like, well, what am I missing here? Because like, you guys are just throwing away money like it's none. But in all seriousness, Mr. Pliskin, definitely appreciate it. I'm one step closer to try to get the funding to make a minute and 30-second anime of the Warband. I'm talking about good quality. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive, but best believe by, I say next month. I'll say next month. It should be done. It should be done. And then you guys are going to be blown away. I can't wait. That's the one thing that will be a goal of mine in the Warband, is to have just some crazy anime opening. Oh man, it would be just imagine if the Warband was a TV show. Oh man, it'd be great. But thank you, Mr. Pliskin, once again. Like you really are too generous. You donate the most besides Channel, if you know who he is. Thank you very much. H, if you remember what I was talking about when it comes to, what men prefer when it comes to standards and stuff, I think Gray just explained it. Do you see why there's a lot of turmoil, a lot of annoyance on the man side? Because she expects a man to be Superman. But as soon as the man asks her, like, hey, are you able to cook us up some fucking cut up hot dogs with macaroni and cheese? And she flips out like, I ain't your slave.
Believe me, I'm living that every day. I got red pilled after being married.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Really?
my god.
Yep.
Oh,
I have
no.
a kid, and I have another kid on the way.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Oh,
Explain. Please explain.
The only positive is I luckily married a woman who makes way more than me. It's literally almost 40% more than what I do.
Oh,
Oof.
wait, did she blow up throughout the relationship?
Not until we were married.
Wedding cake.
Hey, I gotta stop you guys. Chat.
Also, I made the other mistake you guys have always been telling her. I started dating her at age 32, and I married her at age 37.
Wait, how old are you, if I'm able to know?
I'm 39, and she's 39.
Oh, see,
My sympathies.
chat,
my
gentlemen,
sympathies.
did you guys see? You think that the Warband is fucking lying? You think that other content creators within this sphere is fucking lying? When she gets that goddamn ring, right? Fake it till
Sorry,
you
can I
make
just
it.
add one last little thing before you finish your statement? She's also Asian, so the old Asian myth is blown out of the water.
Asian. Okay, I'm getting triggered right now. No fucking way, bro. Once again, I've been to plenty of Asian countries in the eastern.
She was
area.
raised here, not born here. She was raised here.
Okay, that explains a lot. Then ain't no fucking way. Hey, like I rarely saw. Once again, gentlemen, I rarely saw a fat fucking Asian. I rarely saw that shit when I went to the various countries such as Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and this one other country. I forgot. Fuck, I forgot what it was called. But
Vietnam?
no, not yet. I haven't been in Vietnam yet, but I do plan on going. I plan on going there. I heard it was dirty cheap to go over there. Jesus Christ.
It is. You're right. Your dollars stretch a lot way further. Just
right.
Be careful with where you eat, though.
Oh yeah, that's
no street meat, man. No street meat. No
I
street
rarely-
anything. Not even street fruit.
Oh damn! I did not mean to do that. Hey Davina, I did not mean to do that. I fucked up. Okay, hold up. I accidentally put her on timeout, or him on timeout. I don't know if it's he or she. Right? Who knows these days? It's 2022. But I rarely saw a big Asian in those other countries. Right? They all had some smoking bodies over there. Like I'm telling you, bro. Especially when you go to the beach. Ooh! Like, damn. Oh, it was Free Ross? Oh, I thought it was you. Oh, no. I am fucking up today. But I feel bad, H, if you still have that yellow fever. And I don't know how long you plan on being married to her. You try to make it work. I'm telling you, man, go to those Asian countries.
Nah, I have kids. I gotta make this work.
Oh, I'm not saying now. Like, wait till your kids are adults, and then just go visit. Just go ahead and take a trip. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess one
Don't
last
put
thing
your
was
whole life aside because if your kids are doing their own thing in college or whatever the fuck they're doing, they're good. Okay, just go ahead and take a week long trip over there if need be. Once again, I don't know what the future holds, but if you're able to take that trip, I highly advise you to go over there and visit those Asian countries.
there is one more Warband truth that's true. When Chronic says those eggs are not really fertile. I don't want to speak too loud so my wife doesn't hear, but it's true. She's had multiple miscarriages.
Wait,
Did you hear me?
what? Or
Yeah, she's had multiple
no?
miscarriages.
Okay, hey,
Total number
hey,
is 6.
can you help me out, Gray, Dax? Because I'm about to go off right quick. Like, can you guys help me out? Come on.
No, that's the thing. Like this proves the case. Like now she has had kids. Technically, that's true, but whereas like chances are, if she'd been like half her age, like you'd probably have an entire basketball team worth of Rugrats by this point.
That technically been 8, counting the number.
So, is this before? So you said that you got red pill while you were married.
Yep.
And
how many years ago? Like, would you
what's
say?
up?
I guess it would have been about 3 years ago when I first discovered Chronic.
That's 36, right?
Yeah, about that.
Was Chronic
Kinda
too
late, right?
soldier? Was he too mean?
No, he actually just made sense. Everything he said was true. Then he got banned. So I couldn't really follow him very much. He'd always disappear all the time. He was only really solid when he made the channel Chronic. Please no ban.
And gentlemen, everybody in the chat, live stream, I don't give a fuck. This is going to be one of the most important debates that Underground is going to be doing tomorrow with Lauren Southern.
Yep.
Make sure, because I think it's around 2 something in the morning, actually.
Wait, what?
Last I saw, like first they scheduled it for 6. Then most recently it was like 8:30 EST.
But what is the
Oh,
technical
so they changed it.
the time?
That's what I saw was 8:30 AST.
See. Okay, because when he scheduled in the beginning, it was like literally early in the morning on the 16th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
he
recently
changed
it's,
it. He changed it.
yeah, it's evening.
But
now.
regardless, this is going to be a very important live stream. It's going to put the Warband on the map. Good or bad, it's going to be pretty intense, gentlemen. Once again, Lauren Southern is known to be on news channels and about her political stuff, about being white is okay and all that stuff, and she has close to what 700,000 subs.
Yeah. This is of course assuming she shows up.
Yeah, because I think tomorrow is her birthday.
Oh shit.
She's not gonna show up. If it's her birthday tomorrow, she's not gonna show up.
Like honestly, you could put it would be almost worth putting money on this. Like what are the odds that she's actually gonna show? Because like she talks some big fucking game,
but sidetrack. Hey, no, this is free Ross. I did not mean to ban you or whatever. I clicked a little bit too many times, and I kind of yeeted you from the channel for 5 minutes. That is completely my fault. My bad, bro. Like completely my bad. I accept responsibility.
honestly, Hermit, like I'd honestly take that bet if I had $100 to spare right now.
Oh, she's definitely gonna flake. It was weird why she chose out of all days Thursday. When is her birthday?
I'm sorry, I had a little too many drinks at the bar and
And got her nails done.
Hold up. Hey, Free Ross, just to make it up to you, I got you. Now you're a moderator now. Okay. I have to make it up to you because that was a horrible move on my end. But H, the is what okay. Since you were how long you been married for again?
I guess I'm on now 3 years.
3 years. Okay. Not that
I've been
long.
dating. I actually dated her for 6 though.
Okay, so you guys were technically together for 9.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. And how old is she now? She's around the same age as H.
Yep.
What okay, since you're red pill now and you're able to accept the reality of society today, especially when it comes to marriage, do you have any type of advice for the warband as a married man right now?
The only thing that's saving me from being utter destroyed was because she's always made money, more money than I have. And always keep your masculine fame and learn to cook. Because most women cannot.
So she made more money than you. Okay, so she probably worked
always. It was never she got better than me. It was always.
So I'm assuming she had a management position or something like that. Around there, right?
Healthcare.
I can see what you're saying, right? CNA, nurse practitioner.
But I'll leave it at that because I don't want to dox myself. But
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I know a good deal about the healthcare industry. Yeah, it's okay. Now I see where you're coming from, H. Now I see where you're coming from.
Right, it wasn't like we had a different balance of power, and then she got scrubbed better than me. It's totally different than that scenario.
So, is she treating you as somebody that's beneath her, like an equal?
It's more like it's constant fighting of why am I not listening to her.
But are you busy at the time when she makes that statement?
Yes, I've been on my grind.
So when you're doing your own thing, right, try to contribute to the household, all of a sudden she has an issue when it comes to attention or listening.
It's more like I feel like I'm doing 75%. Well, she does just the paycheck.
Okay. All right. And I'm starting to put the pieces together. Let's go with Dex. Dex, do you have any questions for H when it comes to the situation?
Yeah, okay. So I'm trying to understand here. Just to clarify, you said she earns more than you currently, correct?
It's about a 40% pay gap. And I'm not poor either. I'm not working a minimum wage job or anything like that. I work enough to support myself and actually live decently. Not amazingly, but decently.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say right then and there. I mean, even though you may be able to take care of yourself, anytime a girl earns more than her man, and I'm sure Yeetus and Gray can probably back this up, the woman is always going to have this mentality of, I'm bigger than this guy I'm with. And it's not, it might not be out of a thing of disrespect. It might just be out of instinct. It's like,
Nope.
I'm bigger.
Hypergamy.
No, you're completely right. Like, I already know that. The way she says, I make more money, I get to control the relationship.
That right there.
Said it straight to my face.
That right there is a problem.
Hypergamy, right? Hypergamy is her nature. She can't control it. If you're earning less than her, if she deems that you are equal or less to her, she's not going to treat you with the same respect as a fucking CEO or whatever it's called, right?
I think though she's realized she's hit the wall.
She's taking it out on you.
Oh yeah, I think she's realized it.
Well, honestly,
she doesn't talk about other guys that are anything like that, or I'm gonna leave you.
What did you say,
She
Gray?
talks down to me, but she never wants to leave me.
Well,
Well,
she
like,
knows you're the best you could do. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Gray. Go ahead, Gray.
that's the thing. Like, she's in a position where she interacts with people probably quite frequently. Like, she's going to be aware that the treatment of her has shifted.
Yeah.
Like, she's beyond like she's no longer like MILF, basically.
Well, just remember, I didn't meet her in her prime. I got her as she was declining, as you guys would say.
But this is when you were still pretty blue pilled, right?
Yes, so I thought I was getting a deal.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It happens to a lot of men. I don't hold it against you. I don't. You know.
I know, and the funny, but this is the other thing too. Like, it's not just like the wall for women is not only a physical one; it is a financial one as well.
And her eggs.
Like, because
Well,
a huge
actually,
amount
you're
of
wrong on the financial one because I'm in a certain place with a certain guy who banned handguns recently because of shooting from a country south of our border. I don't need to tell you which country now.
I gotta stop you guys
And
there.
she's making more money because of pay gap.
H, hold up, H, hold up. I need to stop you guys there because you guys need to acknowledge the eggs, right? As a man that's possibly of value or very successful, he is not going to commit long term once he hears that woman is 39, right? If he wants a long term relationship, because he knows as her eggs are pretty much dust at this point. The eggs are also fucking key, right? Besides her physical appearance.
But no, like the reason I mention is that like men, like statistically, a man's financial peak is 50.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So, like, that's the other thing. Like, as you're on your grind, working to build up more, like, again, like, she is, like, she'll have more value than you now. But that's also not a particularly stable position. You have more financial growth potential than she does.
Well, I do hear a lot that I just want to work part-time and you have to make more money.
H, this is why women work so hard, especially when they hit the wall, to get you to put a ring on her. Okay? Because it's a simple facts of life. The man has to work hard to get in her pants, right? But after he gets into her pants, she needs to convince the man on why he needs to stay and commit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
So, what's up? What's up, Dax?
H, just to clarify here, because at the risk of sounding ignorant, I'm just trying to be up to speed. You're currently married to this woman, correct?
Yes.
See, okay, that's where
And she's currently pregnant also too. So.
Wait, 39?
Yep.
Oh,
I wasn't exaggerating about those miscarriages.
You know that I don't wish any ill will on children whatsoever or on more kids. But her being pregnant at that age, you know there's a high risk of something going wrong, right?
Well, our first kid at 38, I know it was 37, was okay, so.
But even then, there's still, like, once again, I'm not saying it's 100%, but there's still that high risk.
I know that. That's why I mentioned the miscarriages.
Yeah, like, not just miscarriages, but the kid could come out cognitively delayed or some.
You might be looking at extra medical expenses for your kid.
Pretty much, yeah. He's putting it more simpler.
Like, you gotta prepare for that kind of financial eventuality, that this next child may be far more expensive than your previous one.
Maybe.
Hey, I gotta stop you guys. Hold up. Generous donation from a guy that I'm gonna just say the initials DA. Thank you for the generous donation. And he says, for Hail the Warband. That's Ephesians 6:11. Is that like a Warband Bible? Is this something that I missed? Like what? Is it, is this something I need to look up right quick?
Ephesians 6:11, and I quote: Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes.
I never knew about that till now. Like honestly, I never knew about that. I'm definitely going to be researching that quote. I'm putting it up on my tab right now because that's actually a pretty cool quote. Not gonna lie. But in the end, thank you very much for your donations, man. Like, and see, I don't know if I should make a live stream about this or talk about it right now. I have a huge issue of content creators within the quote unquote manosphere that has a shit ton of paywalls. Right. Like there's a person called Wheat Waffles, right? I have no issues with him personally, but he charges people from like 5, 10, 25, 50 bucks to rate another man's face. I'm like, why not do that for free? Why not do that? Because once again, when it comes to the Warband, we do our thing. Everything is free, right? Whether you donate or not. But that's a key difference. If you want to donate, that is on you. That is on you. Say, hey, I like this channel and I want to invest in this channel. Right? I believe in choice. But the fact that, there's creators like all those other channels where they're like, oh yeah, if you want to continue this conversation, go ahead and go to my Patreon, go to my membership, go to fucking locals, anything where they can take money out of your pocket. That pisses me off.
Agreed.
What do you have to say about that, Greg?
Well, let's be completely honest. He's not being paid to rate someone's face. He's being paid to roast.
So he's taking advantage of depressed people.
No, what he's doing is like if someone is paying him to rate their face, then they're looking for either some kind of minor ego flattery, or they're looking for validation. Like they're looking to be told that their face is a piece of shit so that they can go like, yeah, my face is a piece of shit, so I don't need to try for anything because it's impossible. If he's being paid to rate someone else's face, then it's these people being like, hey, go tear down this person's ego to make me feel good. It would be like Chronic being paid to roast a particular PUA or something.
I still see that Wheat Waffles is a black pill grifter.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he is.
Because there's no fucking way. First off, why are you judging other men's faces? Not once in my life have I ever done that. Not once. Even if I'm helping a dude getting a girl, whether it's in a club or in a bar or whatever it is. Not once I'm like, you're a 5.5 out of 10. People be like, what the fuck? Sus.
Yeah, well, people pay him to do it.
But that's the biggest thing. I do believe he's taking advantage of men that have a good amount of insecurities.
Oh, definitely.
And that I believe that's fucking sick, in my opinion. Yeah, it's their choice, right? So I'm not gonna put complete blame on Wheat Waffles, but I know what Wheat Waffles is doing.
Yep.
I like, we got a Geo Max, you got a Travel Max, you got a Fashion Max or Max. Not once I have to do any of that shit to make sure that the people that I knew or a person that's struggling to get women were able to get laid. Not once I had to do that. That just is fucking weird, man. And he's not the only channel, right? Once again, I talked about plenty of other channels where they take advantage of insecure young men or insecure men in general to their advantage. That's why we, as a Warband, we won't hesitate to call out grifters whatsoever. Grifters are the enemy of men, enemy of masculinity.
And see, unfortunately, insecure men is a very big market these days because a lot of the media promotes that shit as well. You think about it.
I agree. I definitely agree 100%. Like, there is no excuse on why he's doing that. Yeah, you go ahead and do it, but why you gotta charge 5, 15, 25, $50 for it? That's come on, bro. That's some slimy shit. Slimy. It's
Yeah,
like me with my live streams. Hey guys, if you want to see my live stream, you're gonna have to go on my Patreon and pay $100. Right?
yeah,
That's slimy, right? Yeah.
in a sense too. When you think about it, what is majority of advertising targeted towards their target market is women. Now they're targeting men these days because they're turning men into women. They're preying on their insecurities.
I agree. Because once again, they never had a male father figure in the home or any type of strong male leadership in the home whatsoever, right? They probably don't even have an older brother, a fucking uncle, or whatever it is, right? They only have to deal with a single mother that has no idea how to raise a man, right? Why? Because she's not a fucking man. So when he goes out there into the world and he doesn't really know what to do in the dating marketplace, he goes towards guys like Cuck Murphy and fucking Wheat Waffles, John Anthony Lifestyle, and whoever the fuck it is with this PUA paywall bullshit, just so that they're able to get some type of answers. Little that they know is they're spewing out bullshit just so they can take more money out of your pocket.
Yep.
And that's of course like no, but it goes into the larger aspect of in order to make these kinds of commercials and advertisements effective, they need to appeal to emotion. It's been a long bloody time since advertisement ever tried to speak to people on a logical basis.
I agree. And just to veer off on that topic, right? H, did you still want to talk to me about the divestment stuff?
Of course. I mean, divestment's not unique to the Black community. I wanted your audience to know that. Like, it's actually even worse than the Asian community.
Well, they are pretty much like xenophobic, so I'm not going to take that away from you. But at the same time, you saw my video from 5-6 days ago of how that Black woman that was ready to suck under chronic shalom at 24/7. She was ready at any time just because he was white. But as soon as I'm like, hey, we ain't gonna get anywhere unless we hash it out and talk with each other. She talked to me like I was like worse than a fucking dog.
Oh my god.
Like
so
the entire
anyways,
life,
Yeetus, I
wanted to be civil.
Yeah.
What's up, H?
So I wanted to say I did comment on one of your videos. The way you've been always dealing with these type of people, whether it be the grifters or something, it made you did look like you were the manic of racism. If that kind of makes sense, you explaining it like that.
Pretty
like
much,
he was literally dumping all the racist on you.
Pretty
Like,
much, it was General Tito, the Hammer guy, and now this fucking bossy, whatever fucking name was.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like it's a trend that all the racists gets dumped on you?
Yeah, I'm like, and it's worse because I'm like, hold up, we are part of the same kind. Why are you saying the racial shit to me? We're supposed to work together. Why are you fucking what? What? Like I
understand where Chronic's coming from because if you tried to engage them on the level you could, he'd be labeled the racist.
Oh, I agree, and I love how my subscribers under the video that I posted with that situation is like, damn, Yeetus, I thought you weren't serious when it comes to you deal with the most racism from your own race. But after I watched this video, now I believe you. I'm
Yeah.
like, no
so
shit.
I commented on one of your videos and you had no idea what I meant by "you're the manic of racism." That's what it means.
Is this still up?
I think it is. It's one of your more recent shorts. You commented
damn,
back
okay.
on me asking what does that mean. I'm just telling you right now what it means. I don't think you ever
Oh, I
read
think
my
I,
reply.
yeah, I definitely, because I don't want to assume what you meant by that. So that's why I asked her. Like, I don't know what you.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong. I just felt like it feels like every racist person gets dumped onto you.
Like, it's insane. Because I'm like, not once, right? Like, Africans, literally from Africa, white, Asian, Native, Italian, Germany, Korean, whatever it is. Not once I had to deal with that severe type of racism. But as soon as I come back home, you guys already see the last two videos of my own people being racist against me because I don't speak Ebonics and I actually have fucking standards.
Jesus, Yeetus, let me say this, you were a freaking trooper in that discussion with her. And I say discussion in quotes because it's like you were actively trying to have a conversation with her and she wanted nothing to do with your ass solely because she found out you were black. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Dax, if it wasn't for the fact that she was on Necrotics live stream, so that's why I said I had to leave. I had to leave because Necrotic knew. I was like, I was gonna nuke the fuck out of your live stream if I didn't leave right now, because I would have her ass a new one if she joined my live stream. Woo, it would have been bad.
Dude, that's why I say you were a trooper, man. You held your fucking ground until you got out of there.
Like it's insane. I'm like, it's 2022, like, and we already explained it, like me and Gray. It's just straight up projection a projection on her end that she had those bad experiences from Pookie, Ray, Tyrone, right? Like she got returned back into the streets, and she's not even fit either, right? Like she's overweight, like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, I saw her profile picture. I already knew, like, you have no right to be complaining, bitch.
And at the moment,
but the difference is, what if
up?
Chad did the same thing as Pookie and Ray did? Would she be also racist to them, or would it still be one-sided?
It will still be one-sided. It's a phenomenon that we had to deal with for many years in the black community, where black women will worship white men like fucking idols. Believe it or not, like it's literally out there. And there's actually fetishes, right? Because I talked to my homeboy, like he's white, right? And I'm like, hey, yo, bro, like, you be messing with the black girls, man. Darker the berry, sweeter the juice. And he's like, nah, man, I don't really mess with them anymore. I'm like, well, what you mean you don't mess with them anymore? He talked to this one girl 8 years ago, and he brought her back into to his place, just to get it on. And then out of nowhere, she just had this fucking slave master fetish. He's like, what the fuck? She's like, call me the N-word.
Oh Jesus!
Get the fuck off, bro. He was shocked. He was shocked. He's like, nah, like you gotta go. She's like, there's plenty of black women out there that's like that. That's how much they worship the white shalom, and they're easily able to cast aside black men in the process. I think it's because of our history, in the sense of black men, quote unquote, got conquered. Maybe that's why they have that anger towards black men. Maybe.
Can I say something about that real quick? So, this phenomenon has probably already been addressed before, but I'd just like to add to it. So I dated a girl a while back who was a very staunch, typical left-wing girl, very, feminist, left-wing, etc. She wasn't white. Well, she was half white, half Filipino. And if you looked at her, honestly, you would think she was Hispanic. she was your typical, like, she would shit on white guys like it was her job, like she was getting paid to do it. But at the end of the day, she would happily jump in the bed with me. And all the dudes she dated before me were white guys. All of them white. And I found out after we broke up, the several dudes she dated after me were white. It's like, you know, it's an interesting concept. It's like all these white men hating girls are the biggest hounds for white penis. And I sorry to say penis, but you know, you see the point I'm making.
Yeah. I do understand what you're saying, man. Because once again, either the father left the household or the mother ran the father out of the household, the black household. And the mother ain't going to tell the daughter the actual reason why he left. Let's keep it real. She's going to just fill her head with fucking lies to the point where we have this bossy empress bitch just fucking bowing down to the average Steven or what's his name, fucking Michael. And once again, I don't give a fuck if they have different preferences, right? Plenty of black men don't really give a shit, right? If you want to date a white man, an Asian man, an Indian man, go for it. But as soon as that very same black man, right, that was called lame or nerd or boring, decides to get a passport, like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and broaden my horizon, they just foam at the fucking mouth and start to dick police the black men that they didn't give a fuck in the first place. Do you see the frustration of what we have to deal with?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't want to deal with me because you saying that I'm too boring, I'm too nice. Maybe there's someone out there that'll be able to handle you or whatever it is, right? But you're just too boring. But as soon as that man fucking probably 10 years later is like, you know what? Okay, let me go ahead and do that yellow fever shit. Where are you go? Why do you have a passport? Oh, I see you just going over there to take advantage of the poor women, huh? I'm like, bitch, don't get me started when I call you out about your little girl trip. Shut the fuck up. You think I don't know about those girl trips? You fucking 304? And your husband is literally right there waiting for you to come back. And I call your husband a little bitch because he lets you go out there in the first place. And you want to call me out? Like, listen, why else will a white fucking woman or a woman of non-color go to Jamaica, right? Because they're expecting those big old black schlongs. Like, you can look on the internet. I'm not lying. You can look it up on the fucking internet. Look it up. These girl trips ain't no fucking girl trips, bro. All right, they want to go out there with no accountability, no responsibility, and be willing to be used as fucking a rag doll and be passed around the crew in the fucking Caribbeans or Jamaica. And they want to come back like nothing happened. And then accuse a husband of cheating while she was gone. Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, it's easy to accuse a husband of cheating because you know, most of it is projection, of course, but it's also a lot easier for a woman to cheat on her man than it is vice versa.
Way easier because honestly, where's the fucking evidence besides she's carrying around a baby that's not yours? Where's the evidence?
I'll say it's probably preemptive. It's like she cheats on her man and then it's like, okay, I better accuse him immediately so that he can't be the first to accuse me. You know, take.
There's one other evidence: STDs.
Wait.
If you're with the girl long enough, you can get STDs from where she's cheating. You can't really hide that, right?
Well,
true. You're right. Because let's keep it real.
A little less definitive because then
more STDs than modern men. Like, not modern men, and men in general in the West. Like come on. Like, the data is right there. How are all these other women getting a shit ton of STDs, mutated STDs, and then there's way more virgin men than women in 2022? Come on, the data is like right there. I'm just putting it out there. But what'd you say, Gray?
Well, that's the other thing. Like the woman will hide the STD so that the man doesn't notice it until, and then whenever it's like, oh shit, burns when I pee, then she can launch the you're cheating on me accusation.
Right, and the Drake situation, right? The Drake situation. This is why you guys need to be careful when it comes to wrapping it up and disposing of your seed, because this may or may not be another topic in the future. Listen, gentlemen, this is the reason why you're the prize. Think about it. Think about it, chat. Who truly upgrades when you get to a relationship with a woman, especially if you give her your seed? Who truly benefits from that? The man, once again, he shows his love through the sacrifice. A woman, she just taking whatever she can in 2022 and using her kids as a weapon to get passive income from possibly not just one man, multiple men. Listen, gentlemen, she cannot get pregnant without your fucking seed. Protect your seed. But what do you have to say about that, Gray? I kind of interrupted you.
No, that's very much the situation where, like, the woman needs the man to live, and she'll take whatever she's capable of getting. It is only historically that men kept women in check, that women didn't run completely hog wild all the time. Of course, men no longer have authority in current relationships, so you get the bullshit that we're dealing with today.
I agree. Put the hot sauce in the fucking condom. I don't give a fuck.
Honestly, flush it. Like, don't trust it until that thing's down the fucking septic system.
Amen.
I agree, but it's just the audacity of that one bitch trying to sue Drake for dousing hot sauce in his own seed that came out of him. And she tried to shove it up her vajayjay. She tried to sue him for that?
Actually, she could have won because did you watch the Better Bachelor video where he talks about the woman who got an STD while having sex in a car, and she sued the car insurance Geico, and Geico lost?
Oh God!
Oh yeah, I got the Cesspool sent me that right now. I'm gonna talk about that in a bit, but you need to understand, gentlemen. They want to claim, "Oh, we're the prize, we're the prize, we're the prize, we're this, we're that." But if she decides to go ahead and be a career woman and do her own thing, have no family, no husband, no nothing, who is truly the winner here? Because a man can survive on his own for the rest of his life. He can be lonely.
Family courts come after you.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm comparing a single woman to a single man. A single man is able
You're not
to
involving the government. Okay.
Oh no. A single man is able to survive on his own for the rest of his life. It's been proved countless times, and there's countless videos out there of a man saying, yeah, I haven't been in a relationship, I've never been married for 30, 40, hell, even 50 years. A woman cannot say that without going fucking insane. Please tell me, gentlemen, how many fucking crazy ass old ladies you see walking down the street talking to herself?
To mention that, my sister-in-law is 37 and she has a dog in a condo by herself, and she doesn't date at all. So,
how old is she though?
37.
How big's the dog?
Dog's a tiny little Pomeranian. That should tell you everything.
Gray, what the fuck?
I'll kick his ass.
Damn it, Gray. But
hey, dude, I gotta fucking check, dude. Like,
oh, yo, about the dog pill? Oh man,
She got a dog when she was about 35.
So she clearly hit the wall, right?
She could pass for younger, I guess, and she's also thin, but eh.
But can we tell that there's crow's feet in her eyes, or she's getting a little bit of wrinkles, or whatever
I
it is?
don't spend that much time to actually pay attention to care
Oh,
enough.
that's even worse.
Dude,
Goddamn.
dude, fucking mid-30s Asian, dude. Like, there's definitely like some guys that would hit that.
Because they don't. Okay, gentlemen, in chat, if women truly did not give a fuck about a man's standards or give a fuck about how men view the wall or not, why do they lie about their weight? Why do they lie about their age? Why do they lie about their makeup? Why do they lie about their bodies? Why do they lie about their very fucking existence? Just think on that, gentlemen.
Cricket.
No,
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
No, you're not at all.
Because, like, let's be honest, a woman does not really care about whether or not a woman is younger than her unless she's seeing that woman as competition for a man.
Man, the audacity of these fucking old hacks. Fuck these old bitches. Okay. They are the very same ones that dated men that were 10 to 12 years older or even older than that when they were 18 or 20 years old.
Women dating older men, it's only okay when they do it.
Yeah. But when the men her age is like, oh yeah, I only deal with women that are 20, 22, 23, 24. You fucking borderline pedo. Like, hold up, what? Like, wait. She's at the age where she can do her own taxes. She can buy a gun and she can go to war. Yet you claim that she doesn't have the responsibility or the maturity to choose who she wants to have sex with or not. Do you know how insane you sound right now?
Dude, serious Yeetus. Okay, I don't know if you were on. I don't know if you were there on one of Chronic's recent streams, but I called in, told him about this recent activity I had with this girl who's 21 and I'm 30, and this not the girl's older brother, but her friend's older brother was trying to judge my ass, like, oh, you're a creepy ass fucking. I don't want to say the word pedo. I guess we'll say, trying to judge my ass because I'm getting with this girl who's 21 and I'm 30. And this motherfucker, like, dude, you sound like you sound like a bitch. You sound like a feminist, man, foaming at the mouth because this older dude is getting with this younger girl. Like, she's in her 20s, man. She's an adult.
He sounds like he's jealous.
Yeah, because chances are, if that's his, like, friend's sister, chances are he's been trying to hit that for a while.
Probably so. I'd bet that.
But that is the biggest thing. I'm like, hold up. Like, see, this is why the shaming language is getting ridiculous and it's making me laugh. I'm like, hold up. She is literally by law, 18 years old or older, are able to consent to sex with whoever she please that is also 18 years older. What am I doing wrong?
I mean, you should straight up be like, no, don't worry. I'm not trying to have a relationship with her. I'm scouting her for porn.
Just bring out a huge ass camera.
Like, I'm not going to have a relationship with her. This is purely transactional. Or do you think she's not old enough to be in an adult film?
All I'm saying is it is too funny, it's too hilarious how jealous, how envious, how butthurt middle-aged women are when the men that are successful, right, or on the way to success are willing to go after women that he prefers, right? And on top of that, he busted his ass for decades, possibly decades, to get to that point. That all of a sudden, oh, you a creep, you're a pedo, you want to go after these very young women. She's 22. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, bitch, like she's old enough to drink. What the fuck are you, man?
I just straight up call him out and be like, "You're only upset about this because you can't get it." Because you can't get it anymore.
Right, you're just
that's-
fucking
not
a
re-
rag doll for the young men now.
That's the only
That's
reason to
your
give a shit. Like when you were her, like if you were her age, you would not be fucking turning this ass down. You wouldn't be fucking complaining. You'd be fucking challenging your old wrinkly ass for daring to get in the way of your fun time.
Undead Chronic made a very good response question when I told him about this too. He's like, "Where does this dude get his fucking dates? A retirement home?"
See, this is why the Warband works very well together, because we use common sense, right? Because the majority of older women or women in general that wants to accuse men of being borderline creepers is solely emotion. But as soon as you bust out that book saying, listen right here, according to law, I am legal. She's legal. We can fuck. What is the problem?
But that's creepy.
Why don't you like my crow's feet? Get your old ass somewhere. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. I want something young, fertile, attractive.
Yeah, something that's not going to give me a Down syndrome child, you bitch.
And I don't give a fuck if she's feminine or not, right? Because once again, we say no hymen, no diamond. We didn't say you can smash. We didn't say you can't smash the dash a hoe. That's not what
it ain't no hymen, no semen.
Exactly, right? If she doesn't have a hymen, don't take her seriously. What's so hard to follow that? How dare you have these unrealistic expectations of women to keep their legs closed? So you're saying you're a whore? Like, oh my god! And that's just how it ends every time. Every time.
No, but here's the thing. Like this, I guess one thing for the women to do it is, you can understand it's their own self-interest to do that. It's the guys who are trying to police other guys' choices for women that they're choosing to not commit to. Is like, dude, if you don't think that a hymen's important, you marry her. You go marry one of the used up ones.
But
like,
doesn't mean no one's stopping you, but doesn't mean you're safe from the consequences. So don't come at me.
But like, do we really fucking care? No, I ain't gonna be like, dude, you want, like, if you think that a woman who has surrendered her chastity to another dude is a worthwhile target, just go be with them. Oh, do it. Go right ahead. Fucking commit to them, marry them, give them kids, whatever. Like,
it's a crazy part, man. That's the craziest part. No matter what you say when it comes to these guys or girls or whatever it is, we are not telling men, oh, you better not fuck any bitches that doesn't have a hymen. Oh, you better not get married to these women because, Western women or blah, blah, blah. All we're doing is giving out advice. Nothing more, nothing less. Everybody in the chat, all you guys are grown men. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I can't stop you. But you can't say that you weren't oblivious to what we told you. So don't expect any sympathy from the Warband if you still go through with it anyway with marriage and shit. We would just laugh at you and pour you a glass of whiskey and Coke. Got something to say about that, Gray?
that pretty much covers it. But that's the thing. It's like, but here's the thing. It would make more sense even for the Warband members to go, no, don't do it. You're a bad person for doing it. How dare you do that? How dare you betray men or whatever? Like, no.
Hey, Gray, go ahead, continue. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah. But if, like, you want to, like, that's the thing, is like these guys, like, they need men to agree with them. Like, chances are because they've made some kind of bad decision. Like, oftentimes these are guys who, you got to look at it again from emotion. These guys are clearly not coming at the situation from a logical standpoint. So you've got to ask, okay, what's the emotional trigger that makes them act this way? And it has to be because they hold someone who, by these standards, is of low value in a position of high value.
Well, it's projection when you think about it, because one of women's favorite things to do is project, like what, and it all that all ties into their lack of accountability.
I'm talking about the simps here, because again, like
They're-
the women I get,
But you're
they'll
forgetting women are very good at pretending. Believe me. No matter how many years, as long as they think there's a possibility of cementing it, they'll stick with it.
Oh yeah,
If they know there's some kind of gains
yeah,
for them on that end.
Yeah, honestly, that's why, like I'd say, you don't know who a woman truly is until you've put the ring on her finger.
Yeah.
So it's
6 years wasn't enough,
impossible.
so it's not about a time. It's just literally until you put the ring on, you have no idea who she really is.
And that's the thing. And if you make them comfortable enough, then then they might drop a red flag. But like that's also one of the things. Like I'm
But
sure
that's
in your
usually the more
relationship,
dumber women, though. Usually smarter
And-
women wait till they have the ability to destroy you.
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like a red flag is usually something. Like it's not a guaranteed holy shit red flag. Usually it's something very subtle that the man's capable of looking past.
Yeah, I know. At hindsight, you picked them up, but at the moment, you never do.
Yeah,
That's
but
the other thing.
and that's really the thing with like with the red pill stuff. Like when you're blue pilled, you're far more likely to look past that kind of stuff or forgive it or think that it's not that big a deal. It's only once like you've really accepted the red pill stuff that minor red flags will stand out to you. And that's the thing. Like you have to have an insane sensitivity to red flags to catch them early, because what was subtle before the marriage will be obvious afterwards.
You're totally right about that.
Definitely.
That's why like these guys just trying to pass off like, oh, like, she made a mistake, but you know, like, can't you forgive her? Like, just don't play the fucking moral high ground here. It's not a question of forgiving.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, I may forgive a hardcore coke addict for being a hardcore coke addict. That doesn't mean I'm going to leave them unattended with a brick of coke.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You were mentioning simps earlier, and dude, simps are like, my hatred for simps knows no chill, because simps are. My thing is about simps are the biggest problem with women today. Not women themselves, but the men who enable these women to act the way they do.
I think it's because OnlyFans actually monetizes their behavior.
Yeah, before OnlyFans, like there were other platforms that did
There
it.
were, but it wasn't as bad.
I don't know. It might have been as bad, but it wasn't as public.
Or at least there was a middleman to take their money away from the thoughts.
Money aside, women will do anything for even a shred of attention, is what you got to take away from this.
Yeah, like it's not just about the money, because women will turn down or overlook money for the sake of attention and validation.
Until they hit an age. If they're retirement and they have no man, they will take money over validation.
To some extent, maybe, but I mean, even the older women who don't do OnlyFans, they'll still be glued to Instagram and Facebook. Not to discredit what you said. No, some of them definitely will. But I mean, you got to consider women who are so far past the wall that you could shoot an arrow and it wouldn't land anywhere near them. You got to consider, they want attention. They crave attention, especially if they're unmarried, no children, etc. They're attention hounds.
I will tell you one thing that works on women, that's their own tactic, is the silent treatment. It's weird. If you just don't engage, you stop texting and you walk away, they come crawling to you
All right.
eventually.
Agreed. Yes, agreed.
And that's the thing, because attention, it's not just a matter of like, oh, it feels good. Like, no, it's a chemical addiction. They're addicted to it. So when they get much older, if they haven't had it for a long time, then they've basically gone through the withdrawal. But when they're accustomed to attention, like all day, every day from thousands of men, like if they're accustomed to thousands and then they start getting just hundreds, like that's enough to really start freaking them out.
You know what we should call it? We should call it the Madonna syndrome, because Madonna's freaking out all the time because no one cares about her anymore.
Not wrong.
And this is one of the problems with social media today, is that social media promotes narcissism, particularly in women.
Well, I think it's like beyond just social media. Like it exacerbates the problem, but it's not the source. Like people, by and large, they want a fantasy, and this goes for like all, not men and women. Like the only time when someone wants to see the struggle of a creator is when they themselves are trying to create in that field. But beyond that, if you can hide the struggle and just make it look like everything seamlessly flows, you will be far more popular than someone who shares every second of the journey.
Mostly agreed, but I will just slightly make an argument and say that it's far more prominent, like way more prominent in women than it is in men, because at least men are more capable of being engaged in their own hobbies, whereas women, I guess particularly here in the West, are far more drawn to things like social media.
Yeah, no, social media is definitely magnifying the problem, but I'm saying it didn't create the problem from nothing.
Right. Yeah, it just it made it more prominent, more observable, I guess.
Yeah, it preys on existing like parts of the human condition.
Always remember what OnlyFans used to be offline in Japan with those clubs where you'd pay a woman to pretend to be your girlfriend for a period of time. That's basically what OnlyFans is, but online.
Yeah, virtual, so quality is even worse because you're not even getting physical presence there.
I mean, OnlyFans is basically an escort service, just offline. When you think about it,
it's online. That's basically it. OnlyFans is. I mean, in Japan, you'd have the same thing. They'd sit there and they pretend to be your girlfriend, they'd pretend to be your thing and all that. This is back before the internet was big or anything like that. And it's the same shit. You give them more money, the more they praise you.
If they've even got that as a tier. Like, escort services aren't anything new. OnlyFans it really just gave a solidified monetary system for cam girling. Like, this isn't even like escort services that has the physical presence. This is more so the equivalent of paying a pen pal.
All right, I'm back.
Wasn't that Twitch Thoughts though?
Hey, hold up. What were you guys talking about?
The niche that where OnlyFans and social media fits into the modern relationships and their equivalences throughout history.
Okay, and my bad, chat. There's plenty of important phone calls I have to take, right? Because whether you believe it or not, the Warband goes outside and touch grass, right? We got a life beyond YouTube.
Wait, I thought you were a skeleton. You lied to me.
Skeletons can touch grass.
I thought he started the cult, man.
I'm just a pile of bones until the moon comes out, and then I get my powers.
Then I howl.
But you're a skeleton. Shut up. I'm a skeleton wolf. But
werewolf skeleton, very rare.
Werewolf skeleton. But I'm curious for this conversation. What were you guys saying?
And we were comparing like OnlyFans to the escort service, and I'm arguing that like an escort service is still more than that because like it's not just about the fake pseudo relationship. Like with an escort service, you have an actual physical presence and shit. When you're paying for a fucking escort service, they're not on their phone all the goddamn time. Like
Yeah.
they're actually paid to pay fucking attention to you, so you're getting like a better illusion for your buck.
That's
But
what's
OnlyFans is
that
more cam girling because they're sending this, like they're sending the same fucking shitty ass nudes to like tens or maybe even hundreds of guys, depending on their popularity, all at once. Like there's no individual, just the illusion of individuality.
That's what Sims crave. That's why OnlyFans is so popular. But speaking of OnlyFans, did you guys see a few articles of them losing a lot of money?
Yeah, well,
recently?
guys are getting fucking bored of OnlyFans, and of course it's supply and demand. There's only so many women. Like this is the thing. Like,
Well,
brought this up,
inflation
like,
doesn't help.
no, it's true. But I spoke with Hammerhand on this. He made kind of a point that like simp thirst is unending, and like simps will like go for it. But simps don't have infinite money. The individual simp still has a finite amount of resources, so he can only support so many OnlyFans thoughts at once.
Right.
I definitely. What'd you say, Dex?
And then eventually he resorts to something like online porn because it's free.
Well, that's where they should have been going in the first place. But simps will be simps.
Yeah, well, but then on the other hand, like then you've got YouTube channels. Like that's the thing. What OnlyFans is charging for, YouTube has been gradually like making more safe for work stuff. So like there's various ASMR roleplay basically out on YouTube. So if a guy wants that virtual date experience, like he can get it for free now on YouTube rather than requiring OnlyFans.
But you just reminded me of that weird ass. Hold up. I'm sure you guys will remember, but I can't stop laughing about that. Where Twitch, they try to dwindle the pool party shit.
Hot
Right?
tub streamers.
Yeah, that they try to dwindle that, and in retaliation or just like plan B, all these Twitch thoughts just started to eat their mic.
Yeah, they got those fucking ASMR mics and then just started deep throating the damn things.
I was like, what? The actual I swear to God, if I have a daughter, I fucking dare her to do. Oh my God. How can you stoop so low that you deep throw in a fucking microphone?
They're getting that desperate, evidently.
Remember the billboards with Amaranth?
No.
Yeah.
I remember that was a thing briefly.
Yeah,
like-
it didn't work. That's why no one talks about it anymore.
Like the audacity that say we don't need men are nothing, men are this, men are that. And
Like,
yeah, in turn, you started to deep throat fucking mics just so you can throw some change their way.
These are the same women, by the way, that will complain about being "quote unquote" sexually objectified. It's like you do it to yourselves.
Don't get me started, bro.
Honestly, and this kind of new hypothesis that I honestly could use a little bit of feedback for experimentation, but if a woman is complaining about the way that she's treated, that is telling you the kind of treatment she wants.
Yep.
Bingo.
100%.
Bingo.
It took me a few years to figure that out when I was younger. I'm like, huh. So you complain about being treated by this certain man that you were seeing, right? Because this is still my blue pill phase, and I was pretty much the emotional tampon at around 18 years old. She complained about being mistreated by this guy that she's seeing. but then the next day she's with the very same guy that she was complaining about.
Dude, Yeetus, more and more you talk, I feel like you're like my long lost brother. I swear to Christ. Like you have gone through so much of the same shit, and you're like the same age as me, right? You're 30.
No, actually, I'm 3 years younger.
Oh, right, you're a skeleton. I forgot.
He's only related to
Thousands of
Skeletor.
years old. But
Anyways.
in all seriousness, bro, the experience I have with women, it's pretty much endless. You know, high school, college, military. I'm telling you, man. I learned eventually, especially in the military, that they're carbon copies of each other. Like they don't really have too many differences between them. That's how getting girls per se got much easier. And I tell men all the time, the only thing that you need to do to get in her pants is to manipulate her feelings. Make her feel good. And then bam, you're in.
Yeetus, question for you as someone who is not in the military. Is it true that the testing requirements in the military were lower set bar for the women than it were for the men?
1,000,000% true. It's true.
I figured.
Yeah, like literally. While I'm here, I'm busting my butt trying to hit, because it's the PRT test, right? Physical readiness test. I'm hitting 50, eventually 60, eventually 70, eventually 80 push-ups in 2 minutes. There's women out there that's literally can't even hit a single push-up, and somehow she passes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Fun fact, her max when it comes to push-ups, because there's certain points, right? It's not there anymore, right? Because the physical fitness test changed recently, so it can be more co-ed. So, but before, when it comes to push-ups, sit-ups, and the 2-mile run, her max, like 100 points, right? 100 points is perfect. You did completely perfect. Is the man's minimum to pass. I repeat, her max is the man's minimum to pass.
And these are these same people that cry about equality. Jesus Christ. I'm pissed. Sorry, I'm pissed.
What happens if it's a transgender doing it?
See, this is why things got crazy, especially back in 2017, because my unit, we had to take transgenders classes. And the next day, President Trump banned people who rode that way, banned them from the military.
But wasn't it 40 years later they brought it back in with extra?
Yep, they abandoned it. As soon as he left, they abandoned it. I'm like, oh, so you're more worried about getting brownie points with the alphabet community besides, maybe we need to get the best optimal people to take out the enemy, foreign and domestic. But no, it's okay. You know, the person that's confused about who he or she is more important than to trying to survive in war. All right, Sleepy Joe. Okay. You Commander in Chief.
Like, if you don't have your hormone pills, what happens to you?
You'll start
taking them, and then you got cut off.
You'll start to revert.
You revert, but do you go crazy?
Yeah, like I said, they go nuts. Why do you think their group has one of the highest suicide rate?
So, in other words, if they were just to block them off from supply lines, they would just fold.
But they get mad at us when we say kids shouldn't be worrying about hormone injections and shit. We're the bad guys. You see how fucked up society is these days?
Oh, dude, don't even get me started.
But
even normies are finally realizing it because of gas prices.
But hold up, H. Laura Kush. I max out 100 blunts in 2 minutes.
He's the champion weed smoker.
I will challenge you, Chronic, and lose horribly, but I will still challenge you. The the alcohol is where my expertise is, right? Because if you're part of the military, 9 times out of 10, you were a part of the drinking culture. But at the same time, Chronic himself, he's been part of that culture as well. So it will be a glorious battle. Our battle will be legendary.
Hey, now that's fighting words. I've never been part of either, and I can put them down myself. I'm just saying.
Yeah, good. Don't do it if you don't want to. That just this is just like fucking puff your chest out situation. You know how it is.
Yeah, nah. I'm actually just talking shit. I'm trying to work on my summer body, so I'm trying to put down the booze, actually.
Oh shit. Okay, here we go. He's already starting. My expertise is wrecking chat thoughts like Lauren Southern.
Man, I am looking forward to that show tomorrow, and I will be off work at 6. I'm so looking forward to that.
Chronic, if you're still here, do you believe she's gonna show up? Do you believe Lauren Southern is gonna show up to debate you? Please let me know.
$50 right now, she'll cower out.
Please address us, Lord Chronic.
And once again, I heard that. Once again, I heard it's not. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard that tomorrow is her birthday. So I highly doubt she would probably have time. I highly doubt it. Do. Okay. Everything's good. Everything's nice. See, half the things that Chronic types I can't put up on the screen. Like he doesn't hold back. But once again, I gotta make sure I keep the channel. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys heard what happened to Sandman, where he posts the very same live stream that I was in. I hosted the fucking stream. But I'm like, you know what? Putting the stream on my channel is not a good idea. And then recently, when Sandman tried to put that very same live stream on his channel, he got suspended.
Sandman edited that stream too, by the way.
Which is even crazier. This is why I say, listen, you speak your mind, but use fucking code words, man. Like, did you forget you're on goddamn YouTube? Like, I don't like your First Amendment. They don't give a fuck about that. This is why we have to use certain words to get our point across. That's just the way it is on YouTube. Why are you so irritated and mad about that? If you were on Odyssey
sure
or any other social media platform, if you were on any other social media platform, go ahead, go nuts. But YouTube is YouTube. At this point in time, you should know the fucking rules. And this is nothing against Sandman. No, I'm talking about people in general that joins the stream and just say some crazy shit. It's like, bro, are you stupid or are you dumb? You know Susan won't like this shit.
Yeah, believe me.
My channel, not your channel, my channel.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything to sabotage your channel, Yeetus, because I love you and I want you to succeed.
And if I fuck up the channel, it's because of me. That's the only way I will accept it. Because I probably just went too hard at the bar one night and I just go fucking nuts about Sleepy Joe and the Illuminati. Like, whatever it is, I just go nuts. I go Alex Jones and his bitch.
Yeah. I learned you can't say what Jack Murphy is. I got banned for saying that. You know exactly what he is. I can't say it. I apparently get banned for that.
Oh, it's quite simple. He's a cook.
Yes, he's a cook. He likes
He's
to
a very
cook lots
good
of
cook.
things.
Oh, he cooks so well. He's such a good cook.
Red hens, especially.
And gentlemen, I gotta put this out there right now, especially for the chat. This is why I'm very selective on who I let join the call-ins. All right. I don't just let anyone in anymore because there's a couple of incidents where people think they think that this is a judgment-free First Amendment advocate platform that they can say whatever the fuck they want. No, not on this shit. So if you definitely are able to come to the call-ins, you gotta be very careful what you say. because I'm not as lenient. I'm just not. And you should know by now, if you've been on YouTube for at least the last 5 years, to not say certain words or phrases. That's just the name of the game. But if I migrate to Odyssey, MGTOW TV, Rumble, whatever it is, I don't give a fuck what you say.
Believe it or not, there are places worse than YouTube on censorship.
Fucking Undead Chronic. Yeah, remind me of that bossy Empress bitch.
Bossy Empress.
The audacity. Okay, let me repeat this one more time. I know you guys heard it like the last 2 times. That video and the video before with that hammer dude with the stuttering problem proves my point when I say I deal with the most racism with my own black community than any other race. If you don't believe me, go check out my videos. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want you to disagree. Look at the videos. As soon as I say anything that goes against their fucking radical BLM narrative, they call me the craziest slurs. I never really had to deal with that with other races, right? And once again, I'm not saying, oh, there's no racism, there's no racism in other races. Of course it is. We all racist towards each other. In the sense of, there's a select few that just, yeah, Asian power, yeah, white power, yeah, black power, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, I was able to be pretty cool with plenty of people that were not my own race. Probably because I'm more educated, probably because I have more common sense. I had critical thinking, and I'm not here trying to act like fucking Pookie and Ray Ray on the corner, dying for a corner that I don't even own. Yeah, she want to call me literally the worst racial slur that you can possibly do. And for what? Because your dad went to go get some milk? Because you opened up your legs for Tyrone that literally yeeted you back into the streets, straight up into a dumpster? And once again, if you see Undead Chronic's live stream, I was being very civil in the beginning. I would say, hey, if you really have an issue with black men, why won't we just talk this out then? How are we going to solve this if we don't talk it out? She gave me the most disrespectful. She wouldn't say this shit in my fucking face. Let's keep it real. She wouldn't. She would not.
Unless she had, unless there were a bunch of simps.
Why she's so comfortable to say over the internet. But what'd you say, Gray?
If she had some simps fucking backing her up, then she might.
Listen, who's gonna get to you first, me or the simps?
You've seen them. They'll fucking like make the stupid goddamn decisions. You know that they don't think that far ahead.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, you really believe that nothing's going to happen to you by calling a black man literally the worst word you can possibly call him?
Well, they do, and then they end up on.
You worship the white shalom.
Well, they do, and then they end up on an episode of Hockey Max Time.
Thank you. Like somebody understands. Like, you really think I'm gonna let? I don't let other grown men get away with calling me that. What makes you think I'm gonna let you get away with calling me that?
I gotta give you credit, Yeetus. You were a freaking soldier. You were surprisingly, like, you were very tame in dealing with this 304. I will tell you that right now. I respect you for that.
I was on another person's live stream. I didn't want to ruin his content. That's why I had to bite my tongue.
That's what I'm saying is, like, I respect you for doing that, because, like, if I were in your shoes, obviously I'm not in the same, category, but it would take everything I had to not, because I was raging when I heard this live stream. I was raging hearing her talk to you like that. I'm like, I want to freaking, I don't want to say what I wanted to do to this girl, but you get what I mean.
I'll let Chronic know that if I didn't leave, I was going to nuke your channel. I already told him I'm going to nuke your channel. If I did not leave at that moment, I was going to nuke you. Oh, bro, it would have been bad. But let's talk about this comment right quick. My astrology, LMAO. You mean space racism?
Spacism.
Oh, so now there's
Space-
more. So now there's new acronyms: CGTOW. What? Okay.
You already know that this astrology shit, at least in my opinion, is bullshit. You know, I don't know what you do in your spare time, looking at crystals or chakra, whatever you're trying to do. I see astrology, in my opinion, as escapism, right? Say similar to any other religion, right? They want to point their actions towards beings or constellations of why they slit their husband's throat or they cheated.
Oh Jesus.
It's a justification for their feelings, like basically everything else they do with this stuff. They feel a certain way, and then they look to rationalize it.
Because
And-
once again, the video I put out, I'm sure you guys already saw by now. There's a woman literally on camera saying that she broke up with her boyfriend because the universe told her to.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
Like,
and it's
Told her to. Okay,
but
what do you have to say?
that's the thing. They're looking to externalize the source of their internal feelings, because what she really says is, I broke up with him for no rational reason, I just felt like it. But implying that my relationships are held in such a trivial state makes me less valuable, so I need to assign some grand external force so that I can still do scuzzy things that show I'm not loyal, but still appear to be loyal.
Oh, I gotta break up with you. Why? Because I found out you're a Leo and I'm a Scorpio. Bitch, what? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you mean Leo and Scorpio? What? This bitch is crazy. Like
I don't even know what these words mean. Like, what the hell is this?
It basically comes down to what time of the year were you born.
Wait. Okay, everybody stop. Everybody. Okay. Let me read this right quick. Just as you can have blocked arteries, you can have blocked energy in the body. Oh. Gray, can you...
Yeah, someone else touch that, please.
Okay, like that runs entirely on like there's never been any scientific backup for that. Like I get it. You're looking for the flow of your aura or something akin to that, and the flow of energy which comes from this system, but primarily that usually comes from some sort of issue with your nerves. A flow of energy, like, no, your blood is your blood. It's pumping throughout your body. Energy is not some esoteric force that just randomly floats around in the air. It has a form. It has like something that is measurable. Like your body heat does not just ambiently flow throughout your body. It's either transferring directly from cell to cell, or it's far more likely being transferred through your bloodstream.
Wait, hold up, celibate. Why you LMAOing? You compare blocked arteries to fucking energy. What?
Hey, yeah, flow of aura. Perhaps that's not the right terminology, but I'm familiar with the meditative exercise where you open up your chakras, starting in your tailbone and ending on the crown of your head, and you cycle the energy through in a circular pattern. It might have been about 15 years since I was familiar with this terminology in particular, but I am somewhat familiar with the practice.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I don't believe in any of that shit. I really believe it's dumb. Especially when I see countless women, right? Not really men, mainly women, going on certain websites to tell them what to do for the day. Yeah, you're letting a random person typing stupid as shit on the web page so he can get paid or she can get paid, and you follow their advice to a T, and you self-destruct your own life. Right? That's just one of many reasons why I don't believe in astrology.
Yeah, if you're a Sagittarius, go blindfold yourself and run around with a pair of scissors in your hands.
No, and here's the thing, I can understand the mental exercise of meditation and opening up chakra stuff as a visualization in order to, help clear out your mind. Because let's be honest, our minds can get all gunked up with a whole bunch of chemicals, and it helps to relax and focus on something rather than letting your mind race.
And once again, I'm not saying, no other religion does the escapism BS. All religion does that, right? And then when a sense of when somebody does something bad, when somebody does something horrible, and they should be held accountable, they would like to more often than not put the blame on, some weird, divine shit. But astrology takes it to another level. I'm sorry, it just takes it to another level.
Can I ask you fellas something? And this goes for the chat as well. Have any of you fellas ever been involved with a girl who was into quote unquote witchcraft?
Not in a dating standpoint, but yeah, I was friends with a witch for a while and did receive some of that training. So yeah,
I clap cheeks though.
Yeah,
I can read your fucking tarot cards, guys, and I'm actually half decent at it. But
okay, if she did that shit, then I'm walking away.
No, I'm saying no, dude, I could fucking do that. that can be fucking good at it.
But in all seriousness, yeah, I have dealt with plenty of girls that believe in astrology, but I only dealt with one woman, I think, that dealt with that type of situation. I think she was in what's that? Satanism. She was into that as well. Yeah, so I still clap cheeks though. I wasn't gonna turn it down. The fuck. The fuck. I'm a man of God. No, man. After we got done going through a bunch of concerts, she offered. I was like, all right, it's right here. What you gonna do? Then we did it. In her car, actually. I really thought she was gonna bite it off, but no, she was cool.
Oh Jesus! Yep, I know what you mean.
I was beyond her. But at the same time, I was like, YOLO.
It's like I bet she spiked my drink, and I'm gonna wake up in a basement somewhere with a pentagram drawn under me.
Ouija boards? Oh hell no, no.
No, you don't fuck with that shit.
Nah, I saw the videos online. Hell, no. Once I see a that board moving by itself, I am no. I don't know what I would do, but I would not be in that house. I would be out of there. Oh hell no.
Hey, you fucking leave and you don't fucking take anything with you.
Wait, unless I have some leftover food.
No, you take absolutely fucking nothing from that house with you.
You get freaking naked. You get naked and sprint out of there.
I want the goddamn chili dog.
Dog, you sound like the hedgehog.
You're gonna get a fucking haunted ass chili dog. Yeet.
That's how I die.
You're gonna be on the toilet trying to get it out. You're just gonna start rattling around inside you. That's how you fucking died on the toilet from a possessed chili dog.
I never thought I would hear that out of Gray's mouth. Now you got a haunted ass chili dog. Watch it like float out of the bag and just start chasing me. There's a chili dog after me. Like my neighbors think I'm crazy.
It's like there's a flying chili dog chasing after a green skeleton. My God, I should not have taken that.
Like a whole ass like chili dog just like floating, just chasing after me. Oh fuck that, bro. Oh, that's too funny. But we are definitely going to conclude very soon because I did once again. I didn't. I wanted to do 1 hour, but of course it's never really 1 hour. Let's start with H. H, what is your message to the Warband when it comes to the topic or anything else?
Okay, so my message to the Warband is I have one last question. This is actually for Gray. Why don't you have an actual wearing robes? Are you part of the Warband or your Warband adjacent like Hammerhand?
Pretty much
kind of just work with Yeetus. So
yeah.
So you're kind of like Hammerhand then?
Hammerhand's got his own channel. I basically am just a leech on Yeetus's.
You're kind of a weird thing because she drew you, but she never drew you in a robe. So I don't know your position in the Warband.
Supporter. Like, I don't have an official place in the Warband. Like,
Yeetus, you want to make an official member of the Warband, or is that only Chronic can do that?
Only Chronic. He has to
only
go talk
Chronic
to
can do that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd probably need a channel first. So.
Nah, you don't need a channel.
Chronic's the one who sets the requirements. So.
Oh, okay. I thought co-host would be good enough.
Anyways,
my thing is, don't give up hope. If you found yourself in a situation where you didn't hear the content and thing, no one's gonna call you a simp or a cuck. You just have to make the best to do, and hopefully things can work out later on in your life. It's better than just saying, "Oh well, I just found this information out now. Let's just blow up my life and hope for the best."
I definitely agree. Dax, you're next. What do you have to say to the Warband?
Oh, well, leaving off, I just like to say, well, it's interesting that the name of your episode is The Invisible Majority because, so, over all this time, I've been realizing, there's more and more people that are waking up to, the red pill content that we talk about here. Although they're also at the same time afraid to talk about this, especially in real life, because of the consequences. Like, as we were just talking about Sir Yeetus getting yeeted off of YouTube for saying certain words or having his guests saying certain words, It's interesting because it's like, there's a certain somebody or certain somebodies that don't want us saying certain things or discussing certain things. So, I love the fact that we can at least, make code words and talk about these things, behind closed doors, in a sense. Yeetus and Gray and H, for the record, I appreciate y'all having me on as always, because I love, frankly, I love having these kinds of conversations. I love that we can actually discuss these things at least somewhat openly. So, yeah, thanks for having me on. And, I'm actually going to kick myself off here as I'm done shutting the fuck up. So you guys have a good night. And as always, Puniti.
Puniti. Also UH. Puniti.
Niti.
Gray, you already said everything you needed to say, or do you have anything else?
Conclusive thoughts. Just remember, gentlemen, for the majority of the time, a woman is only going to remember the people in her life that gave her the strongest emotions. and the strongest emotions that someone feels are going to be negative. So you will consistently get this aspect of the minority of someone's experiences dictating the majority of their public opinions. But just because someone, particularly a woman, says that they don't like something or they think something is terrible doesn't mean that they don't want it or will actively pursue it.
Bingo. I definitely agree with that one as well. And when it comes to me, gentlemen, listen, I know we kind of sidetracked for majority of the stream, right? But in the end, when it comes to her mindset of why, oh, men ain't shit, men ain't this, men ain't that, blah, 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 blah. She's only talking about the top 20% of men, right? Chad Tyrone, because that's who she only wants to mess with, right? So when she gets burned and get yeeted back into the streets once again, she puts her experiences with Chad Tyrone and projects it to the rest of the men out there, right? And it's not just all men. She doesn't even give a fuck about all men. What she really means is all Chad and Tyrone. Right? Because at the end of the day, if you're an average man, you are still visible to her. She don't give a shit about you. I repeat, when she says all men, she really means all Chad and Tyrones, Pookie and Ray Rays. So don't get offended when she says, oh man, they shit. Oh man, ain't that. Blah, 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 blah. Because unless you're actually a Chad or Tyrone yourself, she ain't talking about you. She's just so butthurt that she honestly thought that she can lock a man like that down, where he has literally millions of options out there. Just think on that, gentlemen. Think on that. This was a great live stream, gentlemen. This was pretty interesting, actually. Even though we went to like 10 different topics, I still believe it was a great live stream. At the end of the day, I really do appreciate you guys' donation. I will put the links in the comments if you still want to donate after the stream. We are not just doing this, oh, let me just make $1 million and then just bait and switch and go and get myself a Becky. Like, no. We all on the same boat, okay? The men that bait and switch you guys, right? The previous creators that, oh, I'm not MGTOW anymore. I'm not Red Pill anymore. Blah, blah, blah. You already know what TFM says. You are always one blowjob away from going back to plantation. Those men are weak. Weak, in my opinion. So, best believe you don't have to worry about that shit with me. Especially my personal reason, I don't like Judases. I despise Judases. I really do. But this is Sir Yeetus. Hopefully you guys had your daily dose of gems. I don't want to say red pill. I'm trying to get away from red pill per se, but I'll say gems. And I had a good time today. I am out. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.